dream job in just months, not years. No experience needed. Take classes online or on campus. And financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Come party like a pirate at the official Pirate Radio Football Kickoff After Party at Dirty Dance. Dirty Dance is open 7 days a week and located on 4th Street, right beside the downtown parking deck. The McHale Buck Band will be the headliner of the after party, and anyone with a Pirate Radio Football Kickoff party ticket gets in free all weekend long. So keep the fun going at Dirty Dance all weekend long with live music, with the friendliest staff and the best drink specials in town. Get lucky at Dirty Dance. BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove and Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. BMS Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit greenvilleautoworld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
This is Braxton Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. If you're looking to purchase a home, it is still a great time, and being pre-qualified before you begin shopping is an advantage. At Angel Oak, we offer a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans that can fit most financial situations. To get started, contact our experienced team of Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, Wanda Hager, or myself, Braxton Green, at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
It's bow time. So it's game time, and you got a bunch of rabid fans.
Dad, we're hungry.
You head out to fire up burgers and dogs and go from grill master to MVP. Then you realize you're out of GAS. Yup, out of gas on game day. What do? Drop a big bow box on it. Game on. Feed a family of 4 with 8 pieces of chicken, biscuits, fixins, and tea. It's bow time.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
Hi.
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 Tabua. Aub. What about Aub? Safula.
Cool, neat story.
Was that supposed to be funny? There's local politics, bud.
Don't go over the rules. It'll take forever. Let's just get to the draft.
Let's get the pumping.
I got a little taco meat on my chest.
It's gonna be fun. We in the thick. I mean, everybody gonna be loud. I'm gonna be loud with them. I'm screaming too. Like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. You ready for this? I am.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, welcome in to a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930, also online, pr927fm.com. And as always, you can watch the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Check us out there. And you can chime in on what you'd like to discuss on today's show, or if you have a question for our guest in hour number one, Willie Smith, you can drop that as well, and we'll pass it along to the former ECU and NFL O lineman. Got Willie here and Ellerbe in hour number one. Brian Bailey joining us later on in today's program to talk Pirate football, high school football week one, week two preview, and some NFL as well. And Bryce Williams, former East Carolina tight end, will be here in hour number three. We'll get his thoughts on this 2022 East Carolina football team. We are just over a week away from the Pirate Radio football kickoff party. We are about a week and a half away from kicking things off, East Carolina, NC State. So it is all ramping up right now. Shirley Rhodes, Chan Man, CJ Schaefer here. As I mentioned, Ellerbe is here. Hello, Jonathan.
What's up, Clipper? You are right. 9 days until the Pirate Radio football kickoff party, Thursday, September 1st. Man, it is going to be a blast at the State Theater. We are getting down to the tickets are getting pretty low. So if you're thinking about joining us at the State Theater, go ahead and jump on our website at pr927fm.com and get your tickets now. So it should be a lot of fun. And then 2 days later, we'll be at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium for kickoff, East Carolina, NC State.
And if you're there, you might see Willie Smith dancing to some 80s music. He's got his invitation here, so hopefully Willie will be joining us. Willie, good to see you again. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great. I couldn't be any better, man.
Good to hear. Good to hear. We're talking football today with Big Willie, Ellerbe, and the crew. Also a big day, Ellerbe, because it's Pabst Blue Ribbon Tailgate Tuesday right here on Pirate Radio Live. Coming up this hour, we're going to give away a 12-pack of the PB
ARG.
Thank you, Ellerbe, for finishing that for me. Tailgate Tuesday, brought to you by Pabst Blue Ribbon. So we got that coming your way later on this hour as well. All right, we had a great show yesterday, Ellerbe. We had the revolving door going with players inside the Delcor Players Lounge, and we're able to talk to them about fall camp ending. And let's start there, Willie. It seemed like a bit of a sigh of relief. Like, there's still hard work to go, but those players really seem to be happy with the fall camp period ending. What do you remember about that?
Oh, yeah, man. After a long camp, man, that's the best feeling to get that last practice done and know that, hey, now we're getting ready to get serious and get ready for the first team of the season. So it's a big relief, but you're excited as well.
Well, what's the biggest relief from fall camp being over?
It's just the drag of, man, day in and day out. All you're talking about is football, from film watching to walkthroughs to, the padded practices. And it was day in and day out, man. It's tough.
So you look forward to going to class?
In that scenario, yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, thank God for class.
A building with AC isn't the worst thing, I guess.
I could go in a meeting room or a classroom and actually see females and see other people other than a bunch of sweaty dudes talking football, huh?
Absolutely.
You like that, huh?
Yeah.
I asked Coach Houston Saturday about the back and forth with offense and defense, because, Willie, like, you don't want one side of the ball to dominate when you're doing those scrimmages. So he said it was a great back and forth. Defense won the first scrimmage. Offense came back strong, scrimmage two. Yep. Also said there was some skirmishes in there, and we always see that, some fights, some scuffles going on at training camp. He said it was healthy. It didn't cross the lines and go into the locker room and stuff. But, how much did that kind of stuff go on when you're beating on the same guy every single day?
Yeah, I mean, that's very common, man, when everybody's trying to be the best and they're trying to prove their point that they are one of the best. It's just going to happen. And like you said, it's healthy that happens sometimes. If it's not happening, then you really got a problem.
Yeah, right. So it can be a good thing. How do you make sure you turn it off once you take the pads and the helmet off and, like, all right, this guy's my buddy, he's my brother? It's kind of a fine line there.
Yeah, it is, and it comes down to having respect. As long as you're respecting that guy in front of you, then it's not going to go beyond the field. Yeah. I mean, the tensions are high on the field. Everybody, adrenaline is up, so it's natural to happen there. But if it's happening off the field, you gotta carry the problem there.
In the NFL, when you played, I mean, you were going against the defensive line every day, and you could have built up some grudges or some smack talk there.
Yeah.
But then there's also guys that want your position right behind you too. So I mean, were you ever concerned or worried or have grudges against especially in the NFL where you're really fighting for a job?
No, that's very interesting, and I can say that my time in NFL, yes, we're all competing for that one spot, but at the same time, we're all working together. And you want what's best for the guy in front of you, but at the same time, you want to make sure you get that spot. So, yeah, we're going to be friends, but when we get to field time, hey, we all just turn it on at that point.
Were there ever any moments, not maybe with you, but with other teammates that you thought like, hey, man, this grudge has gone into the locker room, which could poison the locker room, that y'all had to either sit down somebody or have a team meeting and talk about it?
Yeah, well, me personally, never happened to me because I'm a nice guy,
right?
But I have seen that happen in certain locker rooms, certain teams, and it's definitely an issue that got to be addressed right away because it can bleed into the field and to the games.
Willie Smith joining us. Willie, yesterday we were talking to Jeremy Lewis, who is East Carolina's rush in and primed for a big year, and started talking about the chess match that is a football game. It's not just who's the biggest and strongest.
Right.
So I'm asking him what he's looking at pre-snap, and he's talking about the triangle with the, what's in the backfield, what's in the line, how is that lineman set up?
Right.
So he's looking at that. Now, as an O-lineman, are you trying to disguise what's coming from your end? So how does that back and forth work with that pre-snap stuff going on?
Yeah. Well, a lot of that comes down to your film review. So, the great offensive linemen, they watch film because they want to be able to see, hey, what cues are this guy giving away so I can know, if they're coming inside, what are the alignments of the linebackers? Are they more outside? I know this guy coming in then. Or if you see 3 guys lined up inside it, somebody's got to come inside. So you're picking up all those pre-snap cues, and as an offensive lineman, you want your stance to look the same, whether it's a run or pass, and that can be hard sometimes, but you definitely want to do that.
And we talked last week about how mentally draining it can get in the fourth quarter, and your brain maybe slows down a little bit, so you want to make sure you're not fatigued there at the end of the game. But does that happen where, how quickly is that brain working in the first play of the first quarter compared to the fourth quarter? Can you keep it all in the entire game?
Yeah, well, that's the difference between, the guy that plays in high school to the guy that goes into college to the guy that makes it to the NFL.
Right.
It's their level of focus. And, the great ones can focus regardless of the first play of the game or it's the last play of the game. They train their brain to do that.
I heard this, someone say this the other day. We were talking football, and you just tell me true or false. The offensive linemen are the smartest people on the team.
Oh, absolutely true.
and why is that?
Because we got to think about so many things that's happening out there, and then we all got to communicate the same thing and be on the same page. So, absolutely.
Who would be at the bottom of the spectrum of not the smartest person on the football team?
Defensive line.
I was going to say, so they always say, DBs are wide receivers that can't catch, and maybe D linemen are O-linemen that can't think. O-linemen that can't pass a test.
I think he just said that.
Yeah. No, I thought that was true. And I do think, I even mentioned it yesterday, talking to the O-linemen from East Carolina, all very Willie Smith-ish, like kind of level-headed, soft-spoken, but then I guess the switch turns on when you get out on the football field, right?
Right.
Have you ever been on the offensive line? You talk about the focus of an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
What happens when one of you guys is not focused? How do you lock in to say, hey, man, what's going on over there?
Yeah, well, your teammates are going to always, hey, man, come on, let's get together. Hey, man, you got the next play. In football, it's all about playing the next play. You may have a bad play. Somebody might beat you. You might got off the ball slow, or you might have jumped off sides. But in football, man, you got to have a short-term memory. You got to say, all right, next play up, let's go.
How do you have that short-term memory?
Man, it's just training. You got to train your brain to constantly do it over and over and over with that mindset. And even from practice, you take it from practice, you take it to the field.
When do you think you got that? Was it in high school, or did it take you to college to really get the net? Because, it's easier said than done.
Yeah, it's like a muscle, man. You got to work it. It starts in high school, and then you develop it more and more in college, and then by the time you get to the league, you got it at that point.
Huge difference of being a fan and a watcher than a player is that short-term memory, because it'll be the second quarter. We're still talking about a penalty on the first drive of the game.
Right.
But if a guy's called for a holding or gives up a sack, that play's done. You got to get ready for the next one. That's a talent in its own, probably.
It really is, man, because you think about it, especially if it's like a big play in the game and you give up a sack, like crap. Like if you harp on that, it's going to affect you for the next 4 to 5 plays.
Yeah.
So you got to say, what, man, I messed up, and then just turn it back on and keep going and do it better and better.
When you come off the field, when there's the offense and defensive switch, you meet with your offensive line coach. What generally are some of the conversations you guys are having when the offensive line has you guys huddled up on the bench?
Yeah, well, in the NFL, they had the the iPads, and it had the play, so you can't say, well, he was lined up over here, because they can see right. There's no line, right? So they make the adjustment, say, hey, look, man, get out there faster, or set deeper, or shoot your hands faster. They give you little pointers like that help you out a lot.
How about that technology, Willie? Like, you didn't have that in high school. What did you have at East Carolina? Did they print out sheets, or did you have computers? What did you have to look at ECU on the sidelines?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, man, they had the printout, so it'll snap a shot of that play, and then that's when you talk about, hey, this is what you need to do, and this is how we're going to scheme it up. If this guys keep beating us, they're going to change it up a little bit.
And in the NFL, you're watching actual video of it on the sidelines, right? Yeah. So there's no running from that at all, you said.
You can't get away from it.
I tell you what, can we hear a little bit of Steve Shankweiler, Ellerbe? He 100%. Said some things Saturday at Media Day I want to ask Willie about. So Steve Shankweiler, East Carolina offensive coordinator. This is from Saturday's Media Day.
Isaiah Foot, he's been in the program now 3 years. It seems to have finally kind of taken that next step.
Yeah, and I think that's the right phrase. He needs to take that next step, and that's always a giant step for a kid who's been here, knows what to do, been in the program, bought into the system, but has never really gotten a chance to play. But he's matured enough now that he'll have some bumps in the road, but I think by the more he plays, I think the kid's got a lot of upside.
Avery at center, how much more comfortable do you think he is second year playing that position, all the experience from last year?
He's really good. The negative, unfortunately, is what we see the first week. I don't want to say he struggles, but like all centers, playing against a 320-pound nose that just goes straight ahead is an issue for him. But when it comes to, in the film today, he reached a 3 technique one time today on the mid-wide zone. Stop, run that back. The kid's lined up on the outside shoulder of the guard, and he's reaching it. He's got great lateral movement, and he loves the position now he's been there. He's doing really well. All right, buddy. See you.
Coach Shank, how you doing, sir?
Good. How you doing?
Good. When you bring in guys like Moore and Red, how quickly does it click with you, what you want to do, what they've already learned in their career? How does that go?
Well, there's some unlearning. The fundamentals that we teach are going to be, similar to, football's football. But, the things, I'll give you a great example. I can answer that question this way. Parker made the statement to me that where he came from, the focus was so much on assignments and not so much on fundamentals. Well, we're not the opposite, but we really believe in fundamentals because, we just always felt like here that we have to develop players. And so how do you take for lack of a better term, a 2-star guy and make him into a 3 or 4-star guy? We got to teach him how to play. Well, he has made that statement to me on more than one occasion we stress that so much here. So that's a little bit of a learning curve for him. Understanding defenses and assignments, he's like that. He's played, he gets it. But I think each one of them has an individual, learning curve they have to go through. And not a negative thing because they've all played a lot of football. 2 of them played for 4 years. But the way we do it, the things that we stress, a guy like Ben having to go from tackle to center, that's obviously a big transition. So he's having to learn like he's a freshman. So and then Justin, he was a guard. We're playing him at tackle and guard, and so there's a little bit more on his plate as far as assignments and so forth.
Did the sickness that went through the team last week affect weights on your offensive line? How did everybody come out of that weird deal?
Well, you know, offensive linemen, it takes them about 12 hours to eat back to where they should be. So that wasn't an issue.
Yeah. It sounded like the offense played maybe a little better, according to Coach Houston, than last week's scrimmage, and y'all had a good week on that side of the ball. I mean, what kind of growth did you see this week at practice from the offense as a whole?
You know, I think it always takes offense more time to get going because so much of it is timing, you know, and precision, whereas defense is more reaction, okay? You know, it's naturally going to take a little bit longer, but I thought we started to make some big plays. I think our kids they've competed their tails off since day one. You know, and I think, you know, some of the fundamentals that you know, one thing's competing, but the other thing's competing correctly. I think some of them will start to really, okay, I remember how to do that. Okay, I know how to do that. And so we're getting a lot more of the how to do it accomplished. You know, and so that lends itself to making big plays.
We've talked a lot about how far the offensive line has come since you have been here, and also the defensive line. So how about together, those battles? I mean, you got to have some great battles going on in practice, right?
Well, I look out there when we scrimmage and the third team is in there, and I look across the line and they've got two starters, you know, because maybe they've been beaten out, you know, two guys that have started here before. So it just forces everybody to bring their A game to work every day.
Steve Shankweiler there. It's like talking to a football encyclopedia when you talk to Shank. Kind of breaks it down for us novices, and then he's using terms that only Willie understands here in the room. Right. But Coach Shank there, a couple of different things from there, Willie. This is kind of an odd stat. Holden Ahlers has been here for so long. This will be the first year he's had the same center for 2 years in a row.
Wow.
And maybe not a huge deal, but every little thing like that adds up, right? So that's a big deal to have Avery Jones back for a second year.
No, that is huge. I mean, having that continuity between the center and the quarterback is very huge. I mean, you think about it, you know, he's snapping the ball to him, he's trying to block the guy in front of him, and he's communicating to the line around him. That's great for the O-lineman around him as well.
What do you prefer as O-line, under center or shotgun for the quarterback?
Well, it really doesn't matter to me. I got to block the guy in front of me. So it don't matter.
Did you ever
have you ever been
center?
Ask
the same question.
Yeah. Have you ever played center before?
Never.
Didn't want to?
Didn't want to. What? Now,
why not?
Looking back, I wish I would have, because all you got to do is snap the ball and get in front of somebody. You got a guard on this side, a guard on that side. It's hard to get beat at center unless you just get blown up.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
And now they've kind of, have they changed the rules on that? I know they have for long snap and for punts, but maybe not for the center snap. But long snappers on punts don't even have a guy in their face anymore.
Right.
They're just having an easy day at the ballpark, snapping the ball, right, Chandler?
If they change that rule, I'm going back to play center.
Also, he talked about, so the new guys coming in, and he said unlearning, and it just made me think, Willie, you got high school coaches, Coach Shank, NFL coaches, your uncles and family members who tell you what you need to be doing. So many different voices. How do you, I don't know, take the good, leave the bad out, combine it all? It's got to be tough, right?
Yeah, no, that's definitely a challenge, especially when you have coaches changing when you're in there.
Which happened to you at ECU, right?
Exactly. You know, I had to unlearn everything that Coach Shank taught me because they wanted to do the vertical set, and it was just very hard to learn that. But, yeah, I mean, that's huge. I mean, at the end of the day, if you believe in the coach that's teaching you what to do, and he has a track record of having great players play for him, then you're going to unlearn the bad habits so you can learn the good positive habits so you can have the best chance to win.
How much time does the offensive line spend with the offensive coordinator?
Oh, it's not as much. You know, you have a team meeting just kind of giving you the gist of, hey, this is what we're trying to get done this week. But then, you know, you meet majority of your time with your offensive line coach, and they're breaking down, hey, these are the plays we're running. This is how we're going to scheme it up. And you might have to make some adjustments on how you block a certain plays depending on how good of a defense scheme you're in front of.
Did anything Coach Shank said to you, taught you, a tip, a trick here or there, stick with you throughout your career? Like, do you still remember some of the things he taught you while you were here?
Yeah, the biggest thing was I used to be notorious for putting my head in my block to, like, stop the guy. You know, he was like, man, stop doing that. So one time he made me take my helmet off in practice, one-on-one drill, and I had to stop the guy without a helmet on. And I learned from that moment on that I would never use my head again. So
not a bad teaching tactic, I guess.
pretty good right there.
Right.
Willie Smith, Ellerbe here in the Pirate Radio studios. Can we take a break?
Yeah.
Get another segment in. So Willie Smith going to join us here when we return. Also, at the end of the next segment, we'll be giving away our PBR Tailgate Tuesday prize. It's a 12-pack of PBR, and Pirate fans, you can get stocked up for tailgating season with PBR at your favorite retailer. Look for the QR code on the PBR display and register for a chance to win a PBR cooler full of beer. Game day or any day, all Pirates prefer PB.
Arg.
Thanks, Ellerbe. We'll take a timeout, come back. More with Willie Smith after this.
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today. Love is finding the internet of your dreams from MetroNet. Get ready for fast, reliable, 100% fiber speeds with unlimited data so you can stream, study, surf, and game on all your devices simultaneously. No lag times or buffering. MetroNet offers student deals. Get 100 megabit internet for just $39.95 a month. Switch today at metronet.com/switch. MetroNet. Love your internet.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers, and when it comes to getting your family together, there's no better place than Familia, which is Italian for family. Familia is the place I like to bring my football family, especially my offensive linemen. Whether it's great New York-style pizzas, homemade meatballs, lasagna, chicken parmesan, or delicious homemade desserts, Familia is a winning play every time. For dine-in or takeout, make Familia your go-to play when you have a hungry team. Familia on Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College. Go Pirates!
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
The Wood Ducks are hosting the 3rd annual Kingston Cornhole Classic on Saturday, September 17th, sponsored by Brooks Pool Realty. Gates open at 10 a.m. and the tournament starts at 11. There will be 3 brackets with cash prizes for the top 3 teams from each bracket. The cost is $80 per team, and to register, please contact Maddie Meehan at MMEEHAN@woodducksbaseball.com or call 252-686-5165. We will see you at the 3rd annual Cornhole Classic on September 17th at Granger Stadium.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's now has 2 locations, in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the Chocowinity location next to the fire department. Stop in today for hot dogs, pizza, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity featuring homemade cheese, ham and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates.
Do you have an old injury or just some pain that keeps holding you back? It's time for you to get better. With Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we can help you get your life back. Whether you need to get back to a sport, back in the gym, or just back to enjoying life, our team of specialists use a one-on-one, hands-on approach in our state-of-the-art facility to get you back moving again. Don't settle for where you are. Don't stay in pain. Visit kptonline.com today to see how Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness can help you live well, move more, and hurt less.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Ryan Jones, and you listen to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? CopyPro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years and continues to grow each year, and they are in need of more sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a six-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Cliff.
All right, back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. And
reminiscing.
Yeah, talking about, hey, by the way, great show. We'll talk to Brian Bailey in a moment, but great show yesterday with BB as he got you ready for ECU NC State with some heroes from some state games of the past, including Shane Carden, who had a monster game against the Wolfpack in 2013 in Raleigh. Also, Damon Magazoo, the game-winning interception off Russell Wilson in 2010. And going back to Luke Fisher in the Peach Bowl, legendary catch and run from Jeff Blake to knock off the Wolfpack. And, Willie, you were part of that 2010 East Carolina victory here.
That's right.
Also, man, were you on the line in 2008 when we lost that heartbreaker in Raleigh in overtime?
I was defensive guy then.
All right, good. good to hear.
He was on the line when the first game of the season when the Pirates threw the Hail Mary in Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium on a Sunday, Labor Day Sunday, and defeated Tulsa. Probably one of the wilder. Anytime you can win on a Hail Mary, it's definitely one of the wilder finishes. It's just throwing it up.
Well, you know who caught it? Justin Jones. You know what position he played? Tight end. Could have been you, Willie.
Could have been me, man.
Yeah.
Did you have those hands? Could you have brought that down?
Oh, no, man. That was a long throw.
A high throw from Dominique Davis and a great finish there. Tuesday in August also means Hard Knocks. Ellerbe, you've been watching Hard Knocks this year?
I have not watched a single episode yet.
It's pretty good. It felt like it maybe got stale for a while, but it's the Lions. Dan Campbell which he was in the league maybe when you were. He might have started, but former tight end. He practices what he preaches. He is a wild man. He's a maniac, and he's fun to watch. They got Aaron Glenn and Deuce Staley on the coaching staff there who are very entertaining. So it's a pretty good watch, Ellerbe. You should check it out.
The Lions are probably a good sympathetic team because they are the lovable losers of the NFL.
They are.
They've never been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They seem to just do Lions things every year that are in just the basement of the Central in the NFC.
Now, Willie, we like Hard Knocks. We like that access. Every player I've talked to hadn't been a huge fan of it. So how about you? What do you think about 24/7 cameras being on you while you're trying to do your job out there?
Yeah, well, it's not fun, man. It's not because, everybody's always watching you from the staff, from the team you're on. Now you got this, Hard Knocks watching you.
Now all of us get to judge you too.
Right. I remember when I was with the Redskins, the Commanders now. The Patriots came in and it was Hard Knocks, in that time, and I had gotten a little scrimmage with one of the guys, man. So if y'all go back, y'all might see that.
Okay. I had to check that out.
The Patriots in Washington there, a little scuffle.
Who was the player? Do you remember the player you were in?
I cannot remember. It was a DN, I think, or linebacker.
Good stuff. That's coming up tonight on HBO. I've been enjoying that. How about, we were talking earlier, I said it with Bailey earlier, but there's nothing that I look forward to more and then lose interest in faster than preseason football. I was so excited it was here. We got football, and now on the weekends I'm doing anything but watching preseason. But I did see Tyler Snead catch a touchdown, the game-winning touchdown for the Steelers. You've been keeping up with it at all, Willie? You watching anything?
Man, I'm about I was excited football was back, but man, I can't get motivated to watch it.
Yeah. Preseason football, makes me appreciate Major League Baseball regular season because once I'm like you guys, I'll start watching it and I'll be like, kind of stale here. Let me go see if there's an MLB game on. Right. And number two, the preseason stuff, even with Tyler Snead, I saw it on Twitter, but it's a highlight deal. Definitely for the preseason.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see the big plays that happen.
Right.
And there's no need to sit there for 60 minutes to watch it or longer to watch a full NFL preseason game.
Yeah.
Saw Baker Mayfield was finally named the starter, as we all assumed would happen in Carolina. And that quarterback battle, if it was one, is over. So there is some news coming out. One thing coming out of preseason that's got a lot of players and a lot of former players talking, Willie, is the block in the Browns and Giants game. And it is a low block, what would you call that kind of block? A cut?
Chop block?
Chop block? Cut block. Yeah. On the prize draft pick of the Giants, Kayvon Thibodeau. And he's going to be okay. He's not going to miss the season or anything. The Giants coach, who, by the way, is an offensive guy, came out and said it's legal in the rules. So he didn't come out and say it was dirty. You've got a ton of guys saying it's dirty. You got old offensive linemen like Mark Schlereth saying it's part of the game. So you're watching it right now, Willie. What do you think about this block? It looks like maybe a tight end coming over.
It like the tight end coming on block back. But, I mean, in that scenario, you expect that guy to stay up. Nobody's playing for the cut there. Now, if it's a receiver coming at you, you expect them to come take your legs out. But that's a tight end coming at you. You don't expect that. So, I mean, I personally think it's dirty, man.
You can even see Thibodeau kind of bow up like he's about to take a hit.
Exactly. If he was going to play the cut, he would have been putting his hands down to the ground, but you don't see that there.
You always hear about the unwritten rules in baseball.
Yeah.
Are there unwritten rules in football during a game? And what are they?
No, well, I can't say there's an unwritten rule, but I mean, just certain things like that, man, that you just don't expect guys to do. You know, you don't want to see nobody diving at the back of somebody's legs. Like, that's unwritten rule. Like, come on, man. Like, we all out here trying to make money. Like, why are you trying to end my career? Like, stuff like that, then, yeah.
How about the bottom of the pile, Willie? Running back fumbles. You're down there with a 1,000 other pounds of man. Like, what's going on down there? Man, are there any rules in that?
There's no rules in that. They're gouging eyes. They're pulling. Like, they doing everything, man. It's nasty under there, man.
What's the most painful thing that's happened to you in the bottom of a pile?
Man, getting stepped on, like, with cleats. I mean, God, you talking about painful? You on the ground and somebody step on your leg? Like,
and it was intentional, you felt like, too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Bryce was talking about that last week when he joined us because we were Isaiah Winstead had messed up his finger, and that happens with receivers, tight ends. Probably happens with you guys a lot too, right? But he said one of the things we don't think about is that cleat, stepping into you, whether it be your foot, your leg, your whatever. He says that happens a lot, and we don't really think about that much.
No, that's very true, man. Those cleats are terrible, man, especially on the O-line. You get stepped on all the time. Your feet do anyway. And when you see a guy just kind of randomly fall and he's trying to kick slide to get to the guy, and they're like, man, what happened on the edge? He probably got stepped on.
What about when it's like 3rd and 1, 4th and goal, like those really tight formation stuff where everybody's just going to, where the quarterback or the running back is going to do a quick sneak. That just seems like a recipe for a lot of cleats to step on you, or just a big pile right there. Do you like those formations?
Well, honestly, in that scenario, it's rare for you to get stepped on because you're so low and you're trying to dig the guy out in front of you that your feet are more behind you in that scenario, so you're not getting stepped on in that scenario as much.
Willie Smith joining us as East Carolina NC State coming up week 1. Excited about that and excited about the return of football. High school football week 1 in the books. Week 2 coming up this Friday night. C.J. Wilson, coach in North Pitt. Willie, you said you're expecting a bounce back from C.J. Wilson in North Pitt this week, right?
Yeah. I went to the game last week, and the guys played hard, so that's number one. You want to see them play hard. They played hard, and the only thing that killed them, man, was the penalties. They would drive the whole field, get in the red zone, then the penalties would take them out of that, and that's what killed them.
How about cramping? I remember doing some high school games. Seemed like week 1 you'd lose like 20 players. They'd be dropping like flies. Yeah. Did that happen the other night?
It did, man. You would be surprised the amount of guys that was going down, grabbing their legs. One guy got carried off the field. I was like, come on, man.
And speaking of, we were talking about little injuries you pick up and everything. Yeah. They're out there like with parts taped up, and you look like a cyborg by week 5, and you're just playing through it, right? So when we ask you during the season, how you doing health-wise, you're never really 100% during the season, are you?
You're only 100% at the first snap of the first game. After that, man, it's all downhill, and you just, tape, like you said, you taping it together to make it through the season.
What were some wellness tips that you would do during the season to try to keep you as healthy as possible?
I mean, I was a cold tub guy. Like, every day I was in the cold tub after practice, before the games, I get in there early, do like a contrast, hot and cold, and those little things like that, man, and try to eat as clean as possible to really keep your body at its optimum performance.
What about a game day meal? Is there one you prefer? I mean, how much are you eating before? Like East Carolina's going to play at noon.
Right.
Next Saturday. Walk us through what Willie Smith would be eating the 24 hours before that game.
Yeah, so 24 hours before the game, man, I'm probably eating a lot of pasta because that's going to fuel you the next day.
Me too.
All those carbs. Right, eating some protein and just more than anything, just trying to get hydrated, like drinking as much Gatorades and water because when you wait the day of, it's too late at that point to get hydrated.
What are you doing that morning, like from when you wake up from 6 a.m. till kickoff? I mean, what kind? Are you putting any food? What kind of food are you putting in yourself?
Yeah, I mean, you normally eat about 4 hours before the game, 4 to 5 hours before the game, and once again, you're probably eating some pasta, some lean chicken, and maybe some corn or some broccoli or something like that. But you're not going to eat too heavy because you don't want to go into the game feeling bloated.
You ever had to go to the bathroom during the game?
No, I got lucky, man. Never had to do that.
It's a great question, Ellerbe.
Right.
And what would you do if you had to?
Yeah.
Just go for it, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
I mentioned those cramps earlier and hydrating. I bet the coaches and everything really banged you over the head with that, like, hydrate, drink, and you're probably like, all right, I got it.
Right.
But that is something you got to learn, right? I mean, did you cramp up and then realize, okay, I need to hydrate better? Did that happen to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I cramped real bad one time, and then after that, it's like, man, never again. So it's just always drinking water, drinking the Gatorades, things like that to keep your body really at its, optimal performance, man.
Willie Smith joining us. He'll be joining us Tuesdays here. We'll have some games to break down. 2 weeks from now, we'll have a game to break down, Willie. That's exciting.
Yeah, it'll be game week when you're here next week.
Yeah.
I mean, you seem loose. You seem excited. I mean, we've talked before. You've got some relatives on the team this year. Have you talked to them? What are they relaying to Willie Smith about how ECU football is going?
Yeah, I mean, they say the guys are working hard, man. They working hard. What we speak more of is, hey, man, what are you doing to get better? Like, I'm talking mindset with those guys because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that separates a starter from a backup guy is their mindset. And, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. That's more so what we be talking about.
I say this as a good thing. If this was 3-4 years ago, we might get to know those Wilsons this year. We might not now because the team is so deep. And you actually are allowing guys to get better and to, I don't know about redshirt, but to get on the practice field before you have to throw them out into the fire. So I think that's a good thing that we're going to have younger guys next year, 2 years from now, that are going to be, starters that we're able to develop. And that's something this program has really missed for a while.
No, that's definitely huge, man. Having that opportunity to, develop the fundamentals that Coach Shank was talking about, because fundamentals are everything. He used to always tell me, man, I don't care how good the other guy is in front of you. If you got great fundamentals, you can play with anybody, and that's so true.
Willie Smith joining us. Ellerbe, enjoyed it, guys. We'll see you next week, Willie.
Absolutely.
That was great, man. Thank you. And Ellerbe, let's give away an awesome prize right now.
Yeah, and Willie, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you if they need to buy some real estate.
Yeah, well, if you want to reach me, man, hit me up on my cell. It's 252-258-8168. 252-258-8168.
There it is. Now, here's another number for you, 317-1250. Call that now because you can win a 12-pack of PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon Tailgate Tuesday, going on today. Shirley, what caller are we looking for here? She is flashing up a 10.
Perfect 10.
A straight 10. All right, caller number 10, 317-1250. A 12-pack of PBR can be yours. We're back with more on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold.
DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly. Hey Pirate Nation, this is Amanda Houston, and when it came time to make the game-winning play for relaxation at our house, I made the right call to Jamie Lang and Carolina Hardscapes. Jamie and his team built the backyard oasis of our dreams with a beautiful custom paver patio, outdoor lighting, and fireplace. Make your backyard incredible and call Carolina Hardscapes today at 364-1201 or visit their showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Suck. Go Pirates!
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Jeff, how's the service department?
Service is going great. Like I told you before, 2022 is the year of the customer. We've been voted #1 dealership in Greenville for 3 years in a row, and there's a reason why. For service, we still offer free pickup and drop-off, so we're trying to make it super convenient for the customer. And right now, our customers are repairing their vehicles more than ever.
How can people make a service appointment?
They can go to brownwood.net or dial 355-6080.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of PIP Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 5-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growitpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. PIP, where business goes to grow.
Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. Wings Over delivers. If you're looking for wings to be delivered to your home, Wings Over Greenville has you covered with no third party needed. Wings Over Greenville has its own in-house delivery service. Be sure to try the all-new tender sandwiches by ordering ahead on the Wings Over mobile app. Open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, Wings Over has everything to cure those late-night munchies. Give them a call at 758-9464. Wings Over Greenville. They deliver.
It's Bostic Sugg Furniture's Midsummer's Dream event. Beautiful furniture at unbelievable low prices. Store-wide savings on beautiful looks for your home. Bonus savings of 25% off accessories, plus 6 months special financing. We have hundreds of top name brands in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Enjoy sweet dreams on a new mattress with 48 months special financing with no minimum purchase. During the Midsummer's Dream event, on now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulf of Mexico, a huge 38-ounce lime margarita for only $7.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Pirate Radio.
Join the crew.
Fire those things that go bang. Abandon ship.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party presented by Bud Light on Thursday, September 1st is approaching fast, and tickets are on sale right now for only $10. 100% of the ticket sales will be donated to these 4 local charities: Sportworks Ministries, Riley's Army, Daughters for Dads, the Heather Ann Purty Scholarship Fund at the ECU School of Nursing. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party will also feature entertainment by America's favorite 80s tribute band, The Breakfast Club, plus the world-famous Budweiser Clydesdales will be on site for a photo opportunity. The place to be to kick off football season is at the State Theater in downtown Greenville. For the best party of the year, go to pr927fm.com right now to get your tickets before they sell out, and we'll see you on Thursday, September 1st. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Cliff.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Welcome back to the program. Shirley Rhodes, the Chan Man,
joining me here. Also, Peter interning with us. Might get to know him in a moment. We got a lot going on. We have Media Day, so we got all those interviews up for you that you can download or check out on YouTube. We've got the Players Lounge podcast coming up. We have the Delcor Players Lounge on Monday. We got part 1 of that podcast coming up at 6 o'clock tonight, part 2, 6 o'clock on Wednesday, because we went the whole show with the guys yesterday, so we split those into 2. So a lot of great interviews coming up at 6 o'clock tonight and on Wednesday night. And episode 2 of Crime Time with Clip and Judy, the Judy being my wife, has dropped, and we talk about a case from Washington, North Carolina, right down the road from 1988, and we go through that, and that is available now. We've got a clip. Let's run a promo clip for that, like we're on a talk show with Jay Leno or something. Let's hear it, Shirley. They don't have much right now, and you mentioned this last night after we watched everything. There's not a lot of physical evidence tying the murderers to the crime, right?
Right. There isn't.
So all the massive blood that's in that room is the 2 victims.
Yes.
As far as we know.
Yes.
And
there weren't like fingerprints.
1988. I mean, DNA. They could have got something, fingerprint, but there was none of that too, right?
Right.
Yeah. So they needed something. Like they needed a smoking gun. Well, guess what they found? A smoking fire. We'll be right back. Just kidding. That was a perfect setup for a commercial. So again, this is in Washington, North Carolina. I guess the hero of this case
is a hog farmer.
and they're the heroes of this earth.
Bacon.
Probably would have got the suspects to break eventually, I'm going to say.
But this evidence would not have been found.
Correct. And this is the smoking gun. What smoking gun was that? Tune in and find out.
Wow.
A hog farmer turns out to be the hero in this case.
The suspense.
A Pitt County
within Chandler Honeycutt.
So check that out. Crime Time episode 2. By the way,
there's not a pimp in this one, is there?
No pimp. This is pimp free.
Dang it.
Yeah. Should we have focused just on pimp stories?
Yes.
How about this, Chandler? Numbers don't lie. Crime Time episode 1 on SoundCloud. More listens than the podcast with John Gilbert.
You're kidding.
I'm not.
The facts are facts.
People don't care about ECU athletics. They care about murders. So there you go. That's the sick kind of people we are. And God. You are. All right. Moving on. That's fun to do. Let's get to know Peter for a moment.
Sure. Why not?
Peter, welcome to Pirate Radio. As we have a new crop of interns here. Peter, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm coming up on my senior year here at ECU. I'm a communications major, concentration in public relations. Big sports fan, big ECU guy. Well, I worked a little bit last year with the men's and women's basketball team, doing media relations with Chip Welch, Pat McGuinn, and Thomas Ellen when he was still here. So I worked with them and also with Cross, where I got to work with Shirley a little bit. So
cool.
It was cool. Yep.
And man, we threw you into the fire. Got you on video production today.
Yep.
So doing appreciate your help around here as you're getting to get your feet wet. Where are you from originally?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. All right. So are you a Panthers fan?
Yeah, Panthers, Hornets, Charlotte Knights.
Hey, we got a Hornets guy to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just yesterday we had Ryan Jones in here with his Charlotte skyline tattoo and crown, and not a big Hornets fan. He said because when he was coming up, they were the Bobcats and they were so bad, he just couldn't get into it.
Well, no wonder, because that was atrocious years for Charlotte sports.
It was.
Especially that 7-win season, the year that I started watching the Bobcats.
Yeah, I remember I went to a game that year. I think I saw him play the Nets, but
I went to a game the very next year, and the usher told me that they were literally selling tickets at gas stations. Not even selling them. They were giving them away for free at gas stations on the outskirts of Charlotte.
15 regular unleaded and free tickets would be a great deal. So Hornets, Panthers, who's your baseball team?
I mean, I'm not a huge baseball guy, but if I had to choose one, I'd be the Red Sox.
All right. How about Hurricanes? You care about hockey?
No, but
not really.
Yeah, I'd cheer for the Hurricanes.
All right. How you feeling about the Baker Mayfield decision?
I mean, it's better than Sam Darnold. You know,
I agree.
I would say that up until before they got Sam Darnold, I was not looking forward to this season. But now that, you know, they got someone that can lead this team to the playoffs, I think that I think that they can get at least 8-9 wins, which is an improvement from 5-win seasons the last 3 years.
Those are pretty high expectations, I would say, after the first 2 years of Matt Rule. 9. And if you can get 9, maybe you can sneak in. How many wins did the Eagles have last year?
I think it can happen in the NFC.
Eagles had 9 wins last year.
Steelers had 9 wins last year, and they squeaked in.
There you go. It can happen, folks. All right. Let's see. ECU basketball. Man, I'm a big ECU basketball guy. Did you get fired with Joe Dooley? Is that why you're no longer with them?
No.
They cleaned house.
But
Joe Dooley actually tried to intern here. We said no. We got this Peter guy coming in. So.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing, and we're gonna have to get to know all their new players. And but I like Coach Schwartz.
Speaking of Joe Dooley, congratulations going back to Kansas.
Back to Kansas, his old stomping grounds there with Bill Self. All right, Peter. Anything else we should ask Peter?
I don't know,
Peter, what's your favorite TV show, Peter?
TV show, Family Guy. Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that was. Do they still have new episodes?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
They just finished season 20.
Holy moly, that is crazy.
Yep.
How about movie?
Inglourious Bastards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good call. What did I watch recently? I watched Django again for like the 3rd time. Tarantino movies.
I got one more question.
All right.
Have you ever picked a pickled pepper?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Wow. That is bad. That's bad stuff.
I was going to ask if he ate pumpkins, but I guess.
Do you know Paul and Mary? Do you even know what that means?
No.
Okay.
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Yeah, it
was a group. It was a musical group.
All right.
God, I feel old.
What are you feeling about Week 1 ECU and NC State?
I think it's going to be a packed house. I'm looking forward to it. You know, I think that I've been seeing a lot of NC State people on Twitter sleeping on the Pirates, but you know, we definitely got a good shot.
You've been listening to all of our interviews here on Pirate Radio, just nonstop, I'm sure. Who's going to be the leading receiver on East Carolina's team this year?
Probably CJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Redemption.
That would be a great bounce back.
But I will say that I think that Keaton Mitchell is top 3 in receiving yards.
See, this is what I like. That's what I like.
I like that.
Throwing out little nuggets like that, see what sticks. Keaton Mitchell, top 3 receiving yards, along with C.J. Johnson and
Ryan Jones.
Yeah, Ryan Jones.
Do y'all not know Isaiah Winstead? Y'all ever met the guy? He was in that chair right there yesterday, Chandler.
I don't know. That finger might cause him to...
That finger, man. He's got 9 other fingers. Technically, he's got, 7 and 2 thumbs, right?
Yes.
Does he have his thumbs? You know, I never look to see if people have thumbs when I meet them. I just assume they do, you know?
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't...
He's got a thumb. He's got 2 thumbs.
This guy's got 2 thumbs. You shouldn't assume anything.
Hey, buddy, I'm just going to assume you have 2 thumbs.
Well, when you handshake, you can see one
and you can
come
feel
across.
Him, too. You can feel him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's got thumbs.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, how did you find out about Pirate Radio? What made you want to come intern with us?
I saw something on Twitter about it, and I want to say it was you that, quote tweeted it, was like, this is, a great opportunity for anybody that's, interested. I think it was a tweet.
Did y'all plan this?
No, I don't know, Peter.
This is a setup.
I don't know Peter from Adam.
I don't know. I just...
Shirley, stop laughing at that.
Well,
you know what? That is what we like to call around here a cool, neat story that Chandler put out the, hey, look where I am now.
Yeah.
Cool, neat story.
Thank you, Jeff.
Former intern.
And
2
here you
former
are.
interns.
And Peter, one day you could be wasting your life up here sitting beside me.
Does anyone really care?
No, Jeff, they don't. What is your, do you have goals? You want to stay in the sports world with your communications degree?
Yeah, I definitely do. I mean, love to work for NFL team someday. Carolina Panthers, favorite team, so.
What if you had to work for the Falcons?
I mean,
you got to take the job, right?
Yeah.
They're the worst fans in the NFL, in my opinion.
I think Panthers fans are the worst.
No, you don't.
I don't, but like
you don't.
Well, I mean, Cowboys fans are the worst.
Yeah, Falcons fans are just. Ugh.
I'm not dumb like some Cowboy fans.
Yeah, I know.
You see the there's a Cleveland fan, a guy and his son holding up a free Watson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and look, that is a good example of fans are what? They're human beings. Human beings. And there are bad human beings in every part of America, part of the world, and at every fan base. So it just seems like the Cowboys have more than others to me.
Well, that ain't it.
Well, at least Brian Bailey ain't done like some Cowboy fans.
Well, that's well documented. Mike Houston, only flaw is being a Cowboys fan, in my opinion. So, all right, Peter, good to meet you, man.
Peter, everybody.
Peter! Big Pete, as we call him around. Stinky Pete.
Give it up for Peter, folks.
You have a nickname?
Big Pete.
Big Pete.
And I mean, it shows. You're what? 6'5", about 230? Yeah. Let's take a break. We'll come back. When we return, Brian Bailey will join us. We'll talk Pirates. We'll talk high school football. We'll talk NFL and more. More to go. PRL on a Tuesday. Back with you after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of Pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m., the Buck features live music every night of the week. Tuesday is karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday is acoustic night. Thursday is the DJ dance party. And Friday and Saturday nights, it's live bands. Check out the Buck's Facebook or Instagram page for more information. The Buccaneer Music Hall. We'll see you at the Buck. BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in Eastern North Carolina. With homes in Blackwood, Mills Creek, Dalton's Cove and Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, they're constantly expanding. Now to Laurel Glen and Sarah's Way, plus the new duplex community at Abigail Trails. BMS Builders can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or ECU football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. Call 916-1578 for BMS Builders. When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today.
When I need jeans, I order online because I know exactly what I want. They have just one moving part, and if there's something wrong, I exchange them. Buying a vehicle, especially pre-owned, is way different. Lots of moving parts. You don't want to get stuck. For a worry-free purchase, visit Phelps Chevrolet. We've been here in town a very long time. You know us. You know we stand behind everything we sell. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Come get you one.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American Airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. Football season is right around the corner, but let's talk about 1 year from now. Some thoughts are next.
Party like a pirate on Thursday, September 1st at the Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party featuring entertainment by America's favorite 1980s tribute band, The Breakfast Club. Tickets are available now at pr927fm.com for only $10. All ticket proceeds will be donated to charity. The Pirate Radio Football Kickoff Party is back. Get your tickets today at pr927fm.com.
As we get ready for another Pirate football season next month, let's turn the clock forward to 1 year from now and look into the crystal ball. ECU will open the season against Michigan in Ann Arbor in front of around 105,000 at the Big House. If you have the time and the means, it will be must-see football. What we will say goodbye to is games with Cincinnati, UCF, and Houston. And next year, ECU will be competing against the 6 newcomers in the league: UTSA, North Texas, Rice, UAB, Charlotte, and FAU. The Pirates will host Gardner-Webb and Marshall in out-of-conference matchups with the road game at Appalachian State. Yes, next year will look different. The AAC will look different. That's the nature of college athletics these days. Everything is changing, and it's changing fast. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. From sales to service, Greenville Auto World has all of your vehicle needs covered. Shop all of their inventory now at greenvilleautoworld.net. If you're also looking for someone to service your vehicle, they have a full service and repair facility. They do brakes, oil changes, tires, inspection, and repair any kind of vehicle. Greenville Auto World across from Speedway at Bells Fork and online at greenvilleautoworld.net. Thanks to Tim Sutton and Jim Rogers for their sponsorship of the program. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Clip Brock, Mr. Giggles here.
Oh, man.
One of those truly had to be there moments.
Woo! Someone turned over my giggle box.
We'll tell you what happened, but y'all aren't going to think it's funny, but it was. So we just talked to our new intern, Peter, right? Seems like a good kid. He's a good kid.
Good kid.
Okay? Good kid.
Good kid.
He says goodbye to you folks. He's walking out. He says goodbye to us through the glass
He doesn't
here.
just say goodbye. He gives us a
salute.
Big old salute.
And Chandler, what did you say?
And I said, that intern Peter, he's really opening up.
As Chandler's saying that, Peter goes to the door, turns the knob, pulls on it, and can't open the door.
He can't open the door.
And I say, well, he's not.
And I said, well, looks like intern Peter's starting to open up.
And I said, well, he's not opening up that door. And he does like a shrug,
and he just
walks all the way down the hall, and I hear he walks out the back.
He walked out the back door.
And then Chandler checks on the door and opens it right on up. So Peter...
It was like a magic trick.
Peter can't open doors.
I hope Peter heard all of this and walks back in here to defend himself.
Peter, if you're still listening, come back through and open that front door.
Please explain.
And I want to know what happened.
But it was like perfect timing. I was like, oh man. I said, because I mean, just like every other intern, like they come in here, they're shy. I mean,
yeah.
The last intern we had, Morgan, she was kind of shy that first day, but she ended up.
No, she wasn't.
I don't know.
Or she was. Well, anyway.
Anyway.
So he's already starting to open up, and then then the comment that he made, that Clip made, just tickled me.
It was.
And then it really made me laugh when I went over there and I opened the door right up.
Perfect timing. One of those things had to be there. A lot of fun. All right, CJ, welcome to the show. I gave CJ and Chandler a homework assignment earlier today. And we'll do it after this Brian Bailey interview. But did you complete your assignments?
I did, yeah. My mom wanted me to tell her when we were about to do it. So.
All right. Tell your mama that in about 25 minutes or so, 30 minutes, we're going to do it.
Okay.
So something going around Twitter. And you guys can play at home and let us know the results if you want to in the next 25 to 30 minutes. I saw this going around Twitter last night. It was people texting their moms / significant others, wives, whatever, asking them, how many current NBA players can you name? And the results are hilarious because it's a lot of old players. It's a lot of Shaq, spelled the S-H-A-C-K, I saw. Dirks was in there with the S. Just like, it was hilarious results. So my mom did not get back to me today. I do have my wife's response to that. And then, Chandler, we have your mom's responses.
Yeah.
And CJ, did your mom chime in? Awesome.
Yes.
All right. So if you would like to play along in the next 20 or 30 minutes, if you can get the results, asking your mom if she can name 5 current NBA players, or how many NBA players can you name? Peter is back, and he opened the door. Attaboy, Peter! He's opening the door. We're opening doors for him. He's opening doors. Thanks, Peter. That was great. Thanks for tuning in. All right. What an entrance. He's like Cosmo Kramer flying through that door. So ask your moms how many current NBA players she can name, and we'll have the results for that coming up later on. Let's talk to BB on the Pitt Electric Live line. He joins us now on Pirate Radio Live. Pitt Electric is your trusted electrical partner since 1981 and Eastern North Carolina's premier electrical contractor for the past 40-plus years. Pitt Electric is hiring. Join the team today by going to pittelectric.com. BB, how you doing on this Tuesday, sir?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing great, and a fantastic edition of the Brian Bailey Show. Really gets you excited for East Carolina, NC State. If you missed it, make sure you check it out. It's available to download. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. It's everywhere. But yesterday, Bailey took a walk down memory lane of the East Carolina, NC State series with some great Pirates who had some great moments against NC State. Shane Carden, Damon Magazoo, and Luke Fisher. And great idea for a show, Bailey. That was a fun listen yesterday.
Yeah, it's always fun to go down memory lane with some of the guys from East Carolina and some of the big games through the years. And those guys are really just all class individuals and guys I've been able to keep up with through the years. And it was really, what we're trying to do this time of year is continue to fuel the fire. It's going to be a great atmosphere. NC State, East Carolina, everybody's fired up for it anyway. But little things like that, I think, add to the excitement.
A few other heroes from that series, Bailey, I was thinking about. Scott Harley, Larry Shannon. You had the Shannon pull out the towel moment, which we've talked about to Larry and talked about quite a bit. And another one I thought about, Bailey, kind of under the radar, but I know you remember it because every time I see the highlight, I see Brian Bailey in the back of the end zone filming it about 10 feet away from Andre Allison when he's putting up the Wolfpack signs at the end of the first half. A big play, big pass play, and he's there in the end zone, Chuck Amato's final game. And you're always in that highlight, Bailey, right there filming it.
Yeah, and that's what one of the things I asked Damon Magazoo, in the interview. I asked him, I said, hey, do you remember who the first person was that interviewed you, in overtime? And I was fortunate. I didn't even remember it, but I saw it on the video, and I was watching it off YouTube the other day. I had a chance to get in there, and we're not supposed to do interviews on the field, but we made an exception for that one. But that was great too. Yeah, it's that's the one thing that you think about the upcoming football season and all the great past history, and just the games involving NC State and East Carolina. They played every year for so many years, and then the series was stopped, and we've gotten a chance to get back out there and see the two teams play. They're 90 miles apart, basically. So I think it's a great game. There's been the argument that, from the state side that maybe it's not as national a game as they want, but I think everybody understands this day and age, you got to find some regional games that draw a lot of people to the games. And I think that this would be one that should be played every year, really.
And I was trying to think back, Bailey, and I looked it up. When is the last time this matchup featured two good teams, two bowl teams? And I went back to, because it hasn't happened the last few meetings, as we recall. And then when Coach Mo beat Dave Doran, that was turned out not to be a good East Carolina football team that year. I went back to 2013 when Shane Carden torched the NC State, and that was a 3-win NC State team. So that team wasn't very good. I guess you got to go back to 2010, the Magazoo pick on Russell Wilson. East Carolina did go to a bowl game that year. Also, you think back to 2008, Andre Brown touchdown in Raleigh against ECU. That was two good football teams meeting. So my point is, it's been a long time since we had good ECU versus good NC State, and that's what we should get here in a week and a half.
I agree with you. And the Andre Brown, the best story there was when he scored that touchdown in overtime. I happened to be in that end zone, and I was shooting that day, and he looked right in the camera and said, "Sorry, Greenville. Sorry, Greenville." The former J.H. Rose star had just broken their hearts with that touchdown in overtime. And that was a great game, too. I mean, there have been some really good games in this rivalry.
Somehow, much like the Pirate greats, Brian Bailey finds himself in the end zone.
Yeah.
It's a good spot to be.
Somehow.
We're fired up, Bailey. Media Day on Saturday. I got to tell you that And maybe it's always like this. Optimism springs eternal in the preseason fall camp. But now we've got results from last year. We've got players we know on this roster that are good football players, and you've got the annual optimism and everything's going smooth, that kind of talk at fall camp. But man, it really seems like an upbeat team right now. Mike Houston seems really pleased with where his group is heading into this year.
And we just recorded the first Mike Houston television show for the season this morning, and I asked the same question. And I think I asked the same question at Media Day, but, this seems to be, obviously camp is always a big grind for everybody involved, but it seemed like the coach and everybody else enjoyed it more, and it's basically because they've got so much experience. I mean, they're not having to beat their heads against the wall to get a guy to hustle or to get a guy to do this or that. Those guys know, what it takes to do what they're trying to do, and I think that they all pretty much enjoyed it. They got, they came through it healthy, and they're looking forward to the regular season.
I asked Mike Houston Saturday about the back and forth between the offense and defense, and he said, hey, look, we had some skirmishes out there, and he said it was good, it was healthy, and the good thing about it stopped between those lines and didn't carry over to the locker room or anything. We talked about that with the players yesterday on the Delcor Players Lounge. But after just thinking everything was so rosy and everything, it was nice to hear that there was some dust-ups out there and, physical, tough football team. That's what Mike Houston wants, and that's what Mike Houston has built here, Bailey.
He really has. And he came here, with a mission, and he knew he had to change the culture. He talks about the first time East Carolina played State under Mike Houston. That was the first game of the Mike Houston era. And he said the game wasn't competitive. Yeah. We were so far behind the eight ball that we had so much work to do, and we did our very, very best. What was the final of that game? Like 34-6, I think.
It was 34-6. We had some. You remember we had some false hope early. ECU drove right down the field and then fumbled before getting in the end zone. We thought, we got something here, and it turned out ugly.
Yeah, but he, he's very. He says the good thing is we've gotten a lot better. He says the bad thing is State's gotten a lot better.
Oh yeah.
So
we tend to not mention that, Bailey, when we talk about how much players have progressed, how much better this team looks. That every team in the country is trying to get better, right?
Right. Everybody's trying to. Everybody practices every day, as Coach Logan used to say. So they practice hard too. So that part of the equation. I mean, we're going to see a very good NC State team in Greenville. I wish this game was maybe week 6, week 7, week 8, because I think both teams will be better later in the season. But it is what it is. It's the opener, and it's going to be good.
Brian Bailey joining us. Bailey, if Holton Ahlers feels the pressure, he certainly doesn't let people know it. He is a cool customer, and I don't even know how much. I'm sure he's feeling something as far as last year here at East Carolina, trying to cap it off with a great season, trying to make it to the next level. But, man, he's about as cool as it gets when you talk to him, and about, not really worrying about that stuff. If it's internal, he doesn't show it externally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he's really, cool, calm, collected, that kind of thing, which is what you want in your quarterback. It's just a shame that, he's gone through his career. He knew it was going to be a rebuilding deal from the start, and they get to the point where they get to a bowl game at 7-5, and they had a great week of practice that week up in D.C. I mean, I had a chance to be at all the practices there, and they were really, really good, and didn't get a chance to play in the bowl game because, he'd like to have that on his resume already. So he's got pressure. He wants to get this team to a bowl game. He wants to win a bowl game. He wants to, to do all of that stuff, and he's got a chance.
Brian Bailey joining us. 1 week of Touchdown Friday in the books, and here we go, Bailey. We talk about it every year. We wait and wait and wait, and then the season's here, and then you better strap in because it goes by quickly. We're already previewing week 2 of the high school football season. Once we dive into ECU football, it'll be the same way. You have a game, and then you go ahead and start looking ahead to the next one. So before we look at week 2, Bailey, what was the standouts to you on Friday night, week 1 of high school football?
It's one of the rare years that I can remember our whole Touchdown Friday top 9, 1 through 9, were all victorious on the first night.
All right, well, they're making you look good then, right?
Yeah, the top 9 went undefeated, so that was good. And that top 9 will stay the same for week 2. But I think it's just the good teams are what we thought they were going to be. I mean, now we may have some teams lose this coming. We've got some difficult games, and Rose has a difficult assignment going to Cleveland coming up. But for the most part, I mean, the Havelocks, the Newburns, the Jacksonvilles, the Rose Highs. I mean, they all look the part. The Tarboro rolled by Rocky Mount, avenging that loss from last year on opening night. So everybody we thought was going to be good, they were good on week one.
Man, you mentioned Cleveland. We were talking to Jeremy Lewis yesterday, and he said he never got to play him at South Central, but we were talking about Rose is about to play him, and he said, oh, yeah, they're always the real deal. They have taken it out on Conley a few times in the past years, and they seem to be a Pitt County killer, Bailey. So, you know what? I hope Rose can get the job done this week. That'd be nice to see.
Yeah, it'll be a tough assignment on the road, like I said, but it'd be good to see how they do.
Good to see. Was that a surprise, Bailey, the way Conley went in and knocked off Laney on Friday? What'd you think of that?
Yeah, I think so, because from what I'd read and what I'd heard, the quarterback that beat him the year before at Conley, 34-24, was back, and he's really, really good.
And Conley's breaking in a new starting quarterback this year, right?
Right, and then they just went down there and had a good game plan and kind of just punched him in the mouth and, held on for the win. I think it was a little bit of a weather deal down there, but they really played well. Nick Connor's a heck of a coach. We've said that for a long, long time now, and that was a big win for him to start the year like that.
Touchdown Friday coming up this Friday night, and you can check out Bailey also on the High School Huddle with Morgan Ehlers coming up Friday at 6 o'clock, getting you ready for all of the high school action. D.H. Conley football back on Pirate Radio this Friday as well, looking to get to 2-0. Bailey, I don't know if there's anything in the world I look forward to more and then lose interest in quickly than preseason football. I was so pumped when it gets here, and then I just find anything else to do other than watch it. But I'll tell you one thing I have been tuned in is Pittsburgh Steelers preseason football. How about Tyler Snead catching a touchdown the other night?
Yeah, that was big for him, and hopefully he'll at least make that practice squad. I think he will. I think that he's impressed enough people up there, and maybe he'll make the 52-man roster. But I think he's done really, really well as an undrafted free agent, and we all knew they had some talent. He looked bigger to me in the highlight that I saw. So he's come a long way in his own career, but hopefully he can stick and make a difference there.
And you got Pirates everywhere: Jaquan McMillan, Deontay Smith, Garrett McGinn with the Giants. Saw last night Warren Saba signed a free agent deal to stay in the USFL. He was injured this past year, but you had Skip Holtz on last week. Bailey was talking about USFL free agency, and hopefully Warren can get a chance to play more football. I always liked talking to him when he was here in Greenville.
And Coach Holt said it, that this is the time of year they're looking at those NFL cuts and trying to pick up somebody. And then you saw the Cowboys had the USFL MVP, 2 returns for touchdowns the other night.
Was it Turpin? Is that who it was?
Kevontae Turpin. Yeah, he was really special. He looked great. And I'm not sure if it'll, manifest itself into the regular season, but Mike McCarthy joked afterwards. Somebody said, did he make the 52-man tonight? And McCarthy smiled and said he'd already made it, but he's certainly going to return kicks for the Cowboys, I can tell you that.
Is he a receiver?
Yes.
Well, I tell you, if you want to make a spot in the NFL, Cowboys receiving core is not a bad place to be in, because a lot of injuries already to that group, right?
Yeah, they do, and they're trying to get Gallup back fairly quickly, but and they signed him to the big contract. So, and I hate that Amari Cooper. I think he's going to get lost in Cleveland. I'm watching him play.
I tell you, not to toot the Cowboys' horn, but a guy that I have my last fantasy draft coming up on Saturday, Bailey, Dalton Schultz might be a guy to look at this year, getting a lot of targets for Dallas. What do you
think? He's my tight end on my fantasy football team after the big draft on Sunday. I got Zeke too, so. Zeke.
Are you trying to win or what?
No. Zeke will be fine. He's got a burst back.
We did some. You say that every year. Zeke Zeke's skinny this year. We did some bold predictions last week, and one of them was Tony Pollard is the Cowboy with the most points at running back this year. Is there a chance of that happening?
Oh yeah, most certainly a definite chance there. And I almost went the other route, but I decided I was going to try to pick Pollard up later on.
Yeah,
it was gone. I love Tony. I've loved him since he got there.
Well, he's tough to wait on now in the mock drafts and drafts I've done. He's going too high for you to wait on, because people really believe in him, especially. And he's done kick returns in the past. I guess that means he's not going to be doing it this year. That other guy.
Be for the better, yeah.
Yeah. Brian Bailey joining us on the Pitt Electric live line. What any non-football items you're following right now, BB?
No, I was just thinking, you sound kind of like a Cowboy fan. I'll get you a shirt and a hat if you want.
No, Bailey, this is what a professional, unbiased journalist sounds like.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, they're willing to admit that just because you hate something doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. That's what this is.
I was going to say, there's nothing like watching Amari Cooper behind the Redskins secondary. So.
And now that you know that, I mean, you're one of the best unbiased journalists, you're going to say something nice about the Commanders now, right?
The Commodores.
The Commodores. I tell you what, when I walk into tiebreakers and Washington's down 17-3 and Bailey comes up hollering Commodores, I'm out of there. I'm already upset thinking about that scenario in my head, Bailey.
Oh, come on. It'll be all right. It'll be fun.
We got to get together for some Commodores Cowboys football this year.
There you go. We will.
I guess HV3's season coming to an end, did not make it to this weekend, had a really rough end to his week there at the BMW. And now, Bailey, some signs starting to point to maybe him doing what a lot of others have done and joining the LIV. So that's a decision that some of these golfers are going to have to make now as the PGA Tour playoffs come to an end, the FedEx playoffs, and you know, Harold he's starting to be like one of the biggest names left out there that hasn't made the jump. So something to keep an eye on there.
Yeah, and really, it's hard to tell a guy not to do that because the money's so great. I mean, it's unbelievable what they're offering these guys, and I don't know, any exact numbers for Harold, but you got to think that they would be, pretty good in the millions for sure. And how do you turn that down? I just don't, I think it's very difficult because, say if he got, $10 million a year for a couple of years, I mean, that's $20 million, and that's you're set for life, I would think.
Yeah, it's a tough call, and Tiger Woods did the quote unquote players only meeting deal not last week, I guess, trying to rally the troops for the PGA, but I don't know, man. You put that much money in front of anybody, it's tough to turn down, I would imagine. I've never had that opportunity, but I would think it would be tough to turn down.
Troy hadn't come to you with a raise?
Not quite that much, no. But, yeah, doing all right here. All right, BB, anything else? What else you got on TV this week on WNCT, Channel 9?
No, we're just getting ready. As we said, we did the first Mike Houston show, and we always get a little segment, like a 2-minute interview that I do with him for our sportscast. So we're going to run that tonight at 5 o'clock and then get back out to practice. This is kind of an odd week for the Pirates because they're not going to have a scrimmage at the end of the week. It's kind of a mock game week, and then they'll start their, obviously the real game week next week when NC State will be on the clock for sure. But they'll have Monday off. They had Monday off this week, start class. They'll have Monday off next week, and they'll get started on NC State. But they're going to start on them this week and then continue on next week.
Good deal, BB. Thanks for joining us, man. We will talk to you again soon.
Sounds good. Take care.
Brian Bailey joining us today on the Pit Electric Live Line as we talk all things football. And we will talk all things ECU football with Bryce Williams coming up in hour number 3 of today's show.
He really loves saying Commodore.
I know. He better watch out. He better watch out.
I can't wait to be at Tiebreakers and you walk in and he walks up to you and says Commodores, like you said.
Okay. Get all the laughs in now. Because last year, a lot of laughing. Cowboys swept the Commodores. 2 years ago, Washington, in 2 games,
whooped ace.
Pulled the pants down of the Cowboys and just started smacking at it. 2 games. Life comes at you fast, Cowboy fans. It's a new year. And we got, who do we got again at quarterback? We'll take a timeout. Come back. More after this.
Pabst is the place where things are exactly as you remember them, right down to the flicker of an old neon sign. Why is it flickering? I don't know. I'm a voice, not a neon mechanic.
Pabst is the place. Hey, Pirate fans, get stocked up for tailgating season with PBR at your favorite retailer. Look for the QR code on the PBR display and register for a chance to win a PBR cooler full of beer. Game day or any day, all Pirates prefer PBR.
Pirate fans, the 2022 football season is going to be one for the record books. East Carolina is coming off a 7-win bowl season, and 2022 is shaping up to be even better. The Pirates need you to pack Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium this fall with a great home slate that includes in-state rival North Carolina State. The American Conference schedule features home games against UCF, Memphis, Houston, and Navy. Season tickets are on sale for as low as $125. Get your tickets today by visiting ECUPirates.com.
At Parker's Barbecue, our family has been serving your family for 3 generations.
For that, we say thank you. Blessing families every Thursday. Kids eat free all day. That's the Parker's way.
Legendary food served from our 3 locations. Always quick, always delicious. That's the Parker's way.
At Parker's, our mission is to impact our customers through Christ-like service in a way that feeds them both physically and spiritually. That is the Parker's way.
Beauty Bar Medispa wants to know if you are ready to fall into beauty. October 7th through the 14th, all services and products will be on sale. Botox, filler, painless laser hair removal, facials, RF microneedling, rejuvenating laser treatments to treat brown spots, wrinkles, texture, veins, and skin tightening. And now, the only facility in the area to offer non-surgical under-eye fat pad treatments. BeautyBarMedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Go Pirates!
This is Dr. Hasty from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services, as well as a walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Kyle Gaines at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We are growing, so is our service department. We're adding more space to provide a faster, more affordable service for you. Come sit down with our team and let us customize your next Jeep or truck. Have the freedom to pick out your own lift, wheels, and tires and more. Drive a little, save a lot when it comes to customizing your next vehicle. We're at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, located off 264 West in Washington, North Carolina, and online at WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? We'll keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. And Clip, I was just looking on Twitter. Of course, a lot of teams are making some minor cuts to their teams. They're trying to get it down to the 80-man roster right now.
Yeah.
And Tyler Snead has survived the first round of cuts. So as it stands, he still remains a member of the Steelers organization.
Is it just me, or did the way Shirley set that up, it felt like bad news was coming?
Bad News Bears coming in.
The tone of her voice sounded.
It sounded ominous.
Yeah, it sounded positive.
But then there
But
was
my voice always sounds ominous.
There was a nice surprise at the end.
Yeah.
He made it. It reminds me
and
of
then Tyler Snead survived.
It reminds me of Major League.
I would be a good like in Survivor. I would be a good host. It'd be like when we're doing the tribal council.
Yeah. All right.
Just saying.
Just saying. Reminds me of Major League when they're in the locker room, the movie, and if you have that red tape in your locker, your cut, and that time that somebody pranked and put one in Ricky Vaughn's locker and he got mad.
Shirley would not be a good doctor, though. Go out to the family. Folks, I'm sorry, but they are out of orange slices in the cafeteria. Your son's fine.
Oh, no, I actually had a doctor do that to me. Remember I told you that story about when I had food poisoning and I had to be taken to the hospital because of severe dehydration?
Was it Meatloaf?
No, it wasn't Meatloaf. No. The doctor came in and he said, okay, I've got good news and I've got bad news. And I said, well, go ahead and give me the bad news first. And he said, your stomach's got to come out. And, of course, being this is the first time I've ever been in a hospital as a patient, and I'm looking at the doctor like, what?
Eh?
And he's just stone-faced. There's no expression on his face. And he's like, nah, I'm just kidding. You just got a mild case of food poisoning. And I was like, mild case? I was like, I don't even want to know what a full-blown case was if that was mild.
Full-blown. I know. That is...
That's crazy.
But I kind of like that. I was thinking if I was a doctor, and let's say there was a 5'8" white guy that, was under... had some sort of surgery. I could see myself being like, I got bad news. You'll never be able to play in the NBA. Why? Because I'll never be able to walk? No, because you're a 5'8" white guy. You'll be able to walk fine. You might even can run to the end of the block, but you'll never play professional basketball.
Yeah, that splinter we surgically removed from your finger, you're fine.
You're okay. All right, speaking of the NBA, this was funny. I follow a guy on Twitter, Dragonfly Jones. He was like one of the first people I followed on Twitter, and I think he's just famous for being funny on Twitter. He's got like 217,000 followers. He's not a celebrity. He's just a funny guy. But for some reason, I don't know if he threw this out there or if it was going around and he just jumped on it, but it's a thread of people asking their moms, sisters, significant others how many current NBA players they can name. And the results were awesome. And like, for example, this guy asked his sister and she said LeBron, Giannis, Dwight Howard, Kyrie. And then she said, who's the bald black dude not Shaq? And he said, Michael Jordan? And she said, no, I can't think of his name.
Charles Barkley?
So the bald black dude, that doesn't count as one. So I saw somebody spell Shaq as the word the, S-H-A-K, the Shaq, which is pretty cool. This person's mom said Steph Curry, Klay Thomas, Akuma Marumbo, Kevin Durant. And he said, Ma, who is Akuma Marumbo? And she said, accompany my Tumblr. I guess that was the autocorrect. And she said, I can't spell. I think he's African. And then she said, Ja Morant. And then he said, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And she said, okay, that's 5. Accompany my Tumblr. That maybe Giannis should go by that nickname now. The Greek freak, accompany my Tumblr with the dunk. So just so many awesome responses. So I thought we should do this. Ask our moms, significant others, how many current NBA players they can name. And my mom, hey, it's good genes. She's ghosted me all day.
I was going to say the apple does not fall too far from the tree.
I think my mom could name 5 current NBA players. My wife responded and said, I said, I want you to name as many active NBA players as you can. I said, can you name 5? And she said, no. LeBron James, Steph Curry are the only ones I can think of without Googling. So how many players does my wife know that currently play pro basketball? 2 is the answer to that question. LeBron and Steph. Chandler, this is great. Let's. So, what did your mom say?
So I asked my mother. I said, I need you to name 5 current NBA players. Do not look it up. Current. So you can't say Michael Jordan. Do not look it up. Of course, she goes, why? I said, just do it. Right off the bat, boom. I think she loves his wife, Aisha Curry. It's Steph Curry.
I think that's how my wife knows Steph Curry.
I think she makes a lot of appearances on Good Morning America and stuff like that.
Maybe some cooking shows.
Yeah. I said, okay. LeBron James is her next one.
All right.
2 for 2.
Household name.
LeBron, spelled Labron James.
LeBron.
L-A-Bron.
That's fine.
Okay, good.
He's in L.A.
Here's when it started to go a little downhill.
It's going south.
And I knew it was when she texted, She said, ugh. Loon somebody?
All right, how do you spell that?
Loon, like you're a loon or something?
Loon.
And she said, loon somebody? ... I said, loon? Then she replies, loony. L-O-O-N-I-E.
Now, we're at this point, Chandler and I are saying, is there any way she's talking about, is it Kevin Looney? Kevon Looney?
Yeah.
For the Warriors? Does he still play for the Warriors? Like, there's no way she knows who that is.
No way in the world.
So, all right. So, Looney. So, then what'd she say?
So she says loony. Then she said, my mom does this where she'll text back to back. She doesn't text in one little, but she says loony. Then she says something, loony something. Then she says Pippen. P-I-P-P-E-N.
Looney Pippen?
I just said, okay, LOL, keep going. And she's like, I'm in Sam's. So she's in Sam's trying to shop while she's doing all this. She says, she said, I'm in Sam's, LOL. She said, there's a tall white hut with a funny name. Now, I think she meant white boy.
I think guy.
Or tall guy. There's a tall white guy with a funny name. Then she says Russian or something. I said, okay, ... Oh, ... wait, she says. And I do the emoji, like with the eyeball emoji. And she says, Kevin ... Durant.
Obviously not a white Russian guy, but that did pop in her brain.
That's the funny thing. She's like, tall, white guy, Russian or something. Then she goes Kevin Durant.
All right.
Yes, that's it.
And I have a theory on Loon, a.k.a. Looney.
Oh.
I think when she adds in tall, Russian, I know he's not Russian. Is she thinking of Luka?
Oh.
Mama.
Maybe. Mama, are you thinking of Luka Doncic?
Luka. So, good
sure
job. So, how many did she get? She
3
got
out of 5.
Curry, LeBron,
and then Kevin Durant. And she said at the restaurant, her restaurant, she had just saw him on the TV.
There you go. So
Kevin Durant. So
we'll give her 3. That puts her at the top of the leaderboard at this moment. But now we get to Mrs. Schaefer. He's shaking his head.
So I asked her, and
by the way, CJ's probably the biggest NBA fan here at Pirate Radio.
Yeah,
which means nothing for his mother.
Sure,
just saying.
I asked her specifically to name 5 current NBA players because she actually used to live in Jersey City across from New York City, so she could name you some Knicks players from like the 90s. But that's about it. So I said they have to be playing right now. They can't be retired. And the only one that she came up with was LeBron James. So I thought we might at least get a Steph Curry.
Just one
Just
name.
one. Just
LeBron
the one.
James.
So that's all we got. We put a 1 on the board.
All right, John Moody played the at-home edition. Let's see what he's got. Your mom said she should get credited with 4.
What?
If in fact she was thinking Lukey.
Lukey.
Oh boy, this is a downside of doing this. Now we're going to start saying names wrong. Luka. If Loon, aka Looney, is Luka, I could argue maybe 4.
Okay.
Kind of, but then again he's not Russian and it's not Looney, so I don't know. All right, so John Moody played the at-home edition with his wife. Guess what? Steph Curry, LeBron James.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. And boy, these other 2. So she goes Dwayne Wade. Not bad, but a little old. And I know why you would know this name, but Lamar Odom. Not a current NBA player, but was he part of the Kardashian clan for a while?
Yes. Yeah.
Which a lot of those names on that Twitter thread was like Chris Humphries, It was like guys.
Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson. It was guys involved with the Kardashians that were named.
That makes sense.
So good try, John Moody's wife, but came up a little short there. So guess what? Mama Honeycutt wins.
All right, Mama.
Kevin Durant got her the win.
Good job.
Looney Pippen.
Looney?
Who's your favorite 90s Chicago Bull? It's got to be Looney Pippen, right?
Yeah.
What's the one that was supposed to be Giannis?
Something with my tumbler?
Accompanying my tumbler.
That might be the
my tumbler with a two-hand slam.
From now on, Shirley, when you're doing your sports break and you have to read Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Because I cannot say his name. I can't say his last name.
Giannis accompanying my tumbler. That's his name from now on.
I don't know why that tickles me so much, but it does.
If they ever do Jersey nickname night again, he wins.
Accompanying my tumbler.
Yeah, it's easy. If they can fit it.
Love it. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back when we return. More from ECU Football Media Day, as we'll hear from more of the coaches and the players. That's on the way on Pirate Radio Live. Bryce Williams joins us at 5 o'clock, so a lot more to go on this Tuesday. We're back with you after this.
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, how's inventory going?
Inventory levels are increasing. For the first time in over 45 days, we have Mazdas in stock, Buick in stock, Cadillac in stock, and GMC in stock. I highly encourage the customer to go to gmc.com, build and price their vehicle, share that with Brown & Wood, and let us place your order. We need some price protection for these customers, and you got to place an order to have that.
Brown & Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville, and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Bonner Latham, Chris Richards, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business today, come and see someone on our team at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard here in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you ready for some football, Pirate Nation? Bud Light is America's favorite light beer and the official beer of the ECU Pirates. When planning your fun times this football season, be sure to pick up some Bud Light at your favorite retailer. Bud Light carefully brews their beer to be perfect for anywhere there's fun. Because when there's fun, Bud Light is there. Get ready to have fun this season, Pirate Nation, and always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
So, how does short points work?
Well, at Jersey Mike's, 6 regular number 13s plus 3 giant number 7s equals a free regular number 13. So, Pepsi and Lay's now earn more points towards free subs.
That adds up.
Exactly. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
That perfect tractor package you've been eyeing at Quality Equipment just got a little more perfect. Haul your next 1, 3, or 5 Series John Deere tractor off the lot on your brand new trailer. Visit our site at QualityEquip.com to add it to your package. Start with Quality Equipment to get any task done right. We've got the full line of John Deere equipment priced right with low monthly payments and special financing. Plus, we service everything we sell. Visit QualityEquip.com to see our latest offers.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches.
We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the over 58,000 followers today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday. Shirley Rhodes, CJ Schaefer, the Chan Man hanging out. Bryce Williams will be here at 5 o'clock. And we got some Pirate football to talk about while we wait for Bryce Williams. We'll go over some of our Media Day interviews. First up, quick update on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck.
Braves beat the Pirates last night 2-1. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Some news and notes going on in sports. Saw today, Chandler, that Matt Corral officially done for the season. Yeah. That sucks. Sound like they wanted him to kind of redshirt anyway, right? I mean, they got Mayfield and Darnold, but you'd rather him redshirt healthy than not healthy, but kind of a bummer there.
Yeah, kind of a setback, too. This is a guy that experienced injury problems in college, and he starts his NFL career on the IR and he will miss his rookie year.
Interesting nugget here, and something to keep an eye on. Jake Verity, I believe, was perfect on his kicks this past weekend.
Good news.
Which is very good, because he missed an extra point week one. The Jaguars do not have a kicker on the roster.
They cut my guy Ryan Santoso, who is a former Carolina Panther kicker.
They cut Santoso. They have no kicker, so they'll be bringing in somebody this week. They'll probably just pick up a guy off the street. But if they would like to make a trade, the Colts do have two kickers. They have Rodrigo with the goggles, right?
Yes,
as their kicker number Blankenship. And then Jake Verity also on their roster. So who knows? Maybe they reach out and try to trade in division and bring in Jake Verity.
Which I found very shocking, because I know when he was at Georgia as a Bulldog, he was one of the top kickers in the country. In fact, I think he was drafted by the Colts. I was very shocked to see that they brought Jake Verity in to compete with Rodrigo Blankenship. But
Verity was with the Ravens previously.
Yes, and of course they have Justin Tucker. Had a good preseason last year with the Ravens, but when you have Justin Tucker, you don't need anybody else.
Yeah.
They sent him to the Colts to compete with another good kicker in Rodrigo Blankenship. So if that doesn't work out with Verity, there's literally a NFL team with no kicker.
No kicker.
Actually, they do have a kicker.
Update. What do we got, Shirley?
The Jaguars claimed James McCourt off of waivers from the Chargers.
That guy stinks.
Who is that guy?
He sucks.
Screw him.
Literally,
I thought you were going to say Jake Verity. You did it again. You did it again.
Your voice told me, Shirley, you were going to end that with Jake Verity.
Never be a doctor.
Here's the kicker.
They
have a kicker.
Wow. Now, whether or not he's going to stick around, and as of right now, Jake Verity has not been cut. So he's not available to be picked up.
He's available via trade.
True.
Thank you. I rest my case.
But as of right now...
And how often do we see kicker trades in the NFL? They happen every day, right? No, not exactly.
Exactly.
That's
my point.
Also, you saw this, Chandler. Eric Tyler, former East Carolina hot corner third baseman, has been added to the Duke Blue Devils staff as their hitting coach. Mm-hmm. And Eric Tyler has been doing some... we got to get that button fixed.
I know, sorry.
No. I was showing our intern Kristen the board yesterday, and I was hitting on that thing for like 20 minutes. Like, Can Wes fix that thing?
I don't know, but the other day I was doing that, and I was practically banging on the board to get it to go off. It's just something about that button is getting stuck, and
gotta get that button.
And CJ looked at me, and when it finally went off, he said 27. I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You mashed that button 27 times before it went off."
I've started counting. If she was mashing it so much just now that she turned it off and back on accidentally. So in that total, that was 21.
Yeah, we got to get that button fixed. What was I saying? Oh, Eric Tyler. Eric Tyler, congratulations. He's been doing some training, I believe, and that work paid off because now he will be coaching the Duke Blue Devils. I also heard Shirley say this coming back from the break. Ken Griffey Jr. joining Team USA in the World Baseball Classic on their staff as a hitting coach. And how cool it would be if everybody playing left the World Baseball Classic with a swing as sweet as Ken Griffey Jr.'s. Like he's only
wearing their hat backward.
Man,
he's only their stance coach. So everybody's
that is
starting.
The sweetest swing in all of baseball. Now I do have a question for you, just to kind of backtrack to Jake Verity for a moment.
Back on this again?
Well, because did Jake Verity, and I may be wrong because sometimes I don't pay that much attention when I probably should be.
It's a long build-up.
Did he ever punt or do kickoffs?
He did kickoffs.
Yeah, kickoffs.
Okay. The reason why I say that is because the Colts have lost their punter for the season.
You're going somewhere, sir.
Yes.
Thickens.
Rigoberto Sanchez tore his Achilles tendon during practice today.
Oh, man.
He is going to be out for, if the further testing, as it stands right now, that's what they believe is his injury. If further testing confirms that, he's out for the season. And he handled kickoffs and punting. So now
they
you've
need
got
a kickoff specialist.
Yes, that's why I asked if Verity did any punting or kickoff situations.
I tell you what, nobody is breaking down Colts special teams more than us here at Pirate Radio.
And Shirley Rhodes specifically.
Yeah.
I mean, I do go places with my questions. It's just sometimes it might be a little bit of, sometimes it's a scenic route to get there.
Yes, you have to go around your elbow to get to your you-know-what.
It's called a crock pot question. It just kind of sits there for a while, and boy, at the end of it, it is so tasty.
Okay, Mr. Under the Bridge, I rode with whoever.
Ellen.
I could never remember her name.
I will never forget that story.
I kept wanting to say Elizabeth.
It's a great story. You'll never forget it.
Yeah, but you talk about a scenic route to get to a point.
You talk about a scenic route. This segment's been a scenic route.
Oh, we're trying to talk ECU football with a future star, ladies and gentlemen.
You mentioned the Duke Blue Devils a while ago.
This guy played for Duke. He was a Dookie. He is now a Pirate. He is Raekwon Boyette, outside receivers coach.
Your star of media day?
Look, man.
Sorry.
Am I going to have to put blinders on? All I see is you moving your hand, trying to get in there.
Didn't you say he was the star of media day?
Yes, I did. I just called him a future star.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Get your hand out of my face. Raekwon Boyette. The only guy to cuss at media day. So I hope I beeped this out. I think I did. We'll see.
Oh, boy.
But here is the outside receivers coach, Raekwon Boyette, from Saturday.
What can people expect, definitely for the wide receivers, on September 3rd in the season?
I expect us, and you can expect us to play with a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and be able to execute and go make a lot of damn plays for this offense. And the biggest thing for us is, when I say make plays, people think that for us it's just about catching the football and doing different things when it's in our hands. No, we're going to be the best damn blockers in the country. And I put a lot of energy into what they do. They put a lot of energy and pride into what they do. And I feel really confident that we have the ability to do that. Now, again, I can say that right here, sitting here. I know that. We have to go out and prove that and put that on the field to make those words true.
Just judging off that quick, brief conversation, I can feel the energy from you. So not too far removed from your playing days, I guess. So how excited do you get out there at practice?
I get excited, man, but even though I'm not too far removed, my body feels like I am, right? So I get excited, I have a lot of energy, and by the time, once I finish practice, I'm drenched. I have to rehydrate my doggone self. I have to get myself back into the mode to be able to watch film and continue out through the day, man. But I think football coaching is about energy, and one of the qualities is about energy and great energy and not anything fake. That's one of the things Coach Houston is really high on, that we're high on here. We don't want nothing fake. Everything around us and surrounding East Carolina will be real, and the energy is real.
Isaiah Winstead comes in. It sounds like he has looked the part as advertised. Coach Kirkpatrick said he has to kind of calm himself down sometimes. He's like, so what's it like working with that guy?
It's awesome. It is flat out awesome, man. I have not worked with a cat like this. Man, my apologies. And I don't know when, man. And what I mean by that is the mentality and the drive that he has is different. Everything is geared towards being great. So to that point of him having to calm himself down, he does. There ain't nothing, and that's because his drive, and he expects so much from himself. I love a guy like that, and I think, again, that's what's going to separate him from anybody else and going to help separate our room from anywhere and anybody else as well.
What do you want the rotation to be like on game day if you had your perfect script? How many guys would you like to see at the outside receiver position play?
You know, the number-wise, I wouldn't necessarily give you a number, but I want everybody to be prepared. I want everyone to be prepared to be out there ready to play. And whoever's prepared and ready to play, if you're on that sideline, you're on that travel squad, I feel happy and confident to put you in the doggone game. So we ain't going to necessarily have, different things here and there. During this time, we want this guy to do this. We want this guy. They all need to be prepared. They all need to be able to do everything. They all need to be interchangeable. And the more guys we can teach and coach and prepare to be that way, I think the better we will be as an offense and as a unit here at East Carolina.
You got multiple reasons not to like the guys in red now. So, so how excited are you to take the field and take on the Wolfpack?
Well, that's been going on for a while with me, right? No, I'm very, very excited. As you said, they obviously who they are, in the standings and everything there. So it's going to be good to have them in this stadium September 3rd with 51,000, the Boneyard rocking, our ass in here, geared up, ready to roll. Come on, let's go get it.
There he is, Raekwon Boyette. Couple of dams and S-bomb.
Damn!
I love that guy, man. And
he has got energy.
He talked about the realness. Like, he appreciates that from Mike Houston, and Mike Houston wants that. It reminds me a lot, Chandler, Hard Knocks tonight, Dan Campbell talking about Aaron Glenn, and Aaron Glenn talking about Dan Campbell, how they are in it 100%. Like, there's no fakeness.
Deuce Staley's the same way.
Yeah,
I feel like Dan Campbell just kind of created a staff of, all right, who has got the most energy that I can bring to this coaching staff, and I think he did a pretty good job. And Mike Houston did a good job of bringing a lot of energy to this staff with Raekwon Boyette.
Man,
excitement time.
No doubt. 2 words: excitement time. He was a lot of fun to talk to, and he's got to be crazy to watch at practice. I mean, he said, and you heard him. I mean, he's got to wring out his clothes, take a shower after practice because he's drenched in sweat. So Raekwon Boyette, man, that was fun to talk to him. Now let's talk to East Carolina running backs coach Chris Foster. I wish we had a picture accompanying this. His arms. So he's a shorter guy, but his arms
are about the size of my head.
They look like
that's saying a lot.
He's got softballs in his biceps, and he's got these tight sleeves wrapped around him, and it's quite a sight.
And does it look like, to me, it looks like it's just the sleeves that are tight.
It is.
It's just the sleeves that are tight, but the torso of his shirt is loose as a goose.
It looks fake. It looks like he's got swimming floaties on.
It looks like he took the seams out of the sleeves, and it's just nothing but tightness.
You know the gif of the yoked up black dude that's walking in the it's like a restaurant or something.
Yeah.
And he's walking up and he slams the door open.
Yeah.
That's Chris Foster.
Yeah.
But it's all arms. It's just all arms.
Yeah.
Anyway, we talked about running backs with Chris Foster. Here you go.
I mean, big position on this team is the third running back spot. Everyone's talking about Marlon Gunn. talk about him a little bit, and who do you think is going to make the third running back spot here?
Well, like I said, we'll see. Like I say, we just had 2 scrimmages, and once again, like I said, we finished great in this last scrimmage, and after that, we'll kind of sit down as a staff, first offense, then as, with Coach Houston and talk about, where we at, for as that third position. But, like I said, Marlon Gunn has really came in and, embraced the role in learning and comprehending the offense, which allows him to play a little bit faster. But, we got other guys that, that are competing for, like I say, as long as Camaro, and then on top of that, Joseph McKay.
How much fun is being a running backs coach with Raji Harris and Keaton Mitchell on your team?
I'll tell you what, they make my job easy. Absolutely. But, the biggest deal, that, like I tell anybody else, they are better people than they are football players, which makes the room fun. It makes it enjoyable to coach them young men.
Well, Keaton said he's gotten even faster this year. Would you say he's correct?
We'll see September 3rd.
Coach, Clip Rock, Pirate Radio. Good to see you. Doing good. Yes, sir. Doing good. What have Rajay and Keaton done to get even better? Because we always hear, we know what we got in them, but they're not just sitting out. They're working. So what have they done to improve?
Well, I think, they become more of a student of the game. They see the big picture. They can tell you what everybody else do on any offensive play, and which I think that's important because they got to know how all the pieces work, to be successful and understand how things operate. But I think that's the biggest part of what they have done is improve the knowledge of the game and become more of a student of the game.
Coach Houston has said he's pleased. The execution's not always there, but the effort's always there. It's got to be easier on a coach when you don't have to coach effort, right?
And to me, like I said, that's non-negotiable. In my room is effort. And, them two already, it was already in them. That was their mindset and mentality. So you're right. It make it a whole lot easier. But also, it trickles down and affects the other guys once they see how hard them other two work.
How did the scrimmage go earlier today? Sounded like the offense did a little better than the previous week.
Oh, we did. Like you say, how it is. For the most time, you come into camp, the defense is always going to be a step ahead. But the guys really have worked hard this past week. We had a great week of practice, which led to a pretty good scrimmage. Despite a couple of turnovers. But on the execution part, I thought all cylinders were clicking.
All right, that is East Carolina running backs coach Chris Foster. What a room he has to work with now. With the two guys, we know the two-headed monster of Mitchell and Harris, and then you've got Gunn, you've got Camaro, Pop. You got Pop. They like to throw in Nemo in there too. I still don't know what Nemo is. Is he a?
Have they found him?
Yeah. Let's take a break. Is Bryce here? Anybody seen hide or hair of Bryce Williams?
Hide or hair?
I hadn't seen him.
Bryce, where you at?
He's a big guy to miss.
On a hop. Let's go. On a hop.
Bryce Williams will join us. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk some ECU tight ends, some more ECU O-line, and more with Bryce Williams when we return on PRL on a Tuesday. Back with you after this.
When it comes to hauling dirt, asphalt, or stone, you can trust the pros at First and Goal Hauling Incorporated. They have a fleet of dump trucks ready to get the job done. And best of all, it's owned and operated by ECU football alum Dakota Marshall. When you have a big job and you need it done right, count on First and Goal Hauling, where it's a touchdown every time. Keep up with Dakota Marshall and First and Goal Hauling by following them on Facebook today. Come party like a pirate at the official Pirate Radio football kickoff after party at Dirty Dance. Dirty Dance is open 7 days a week and located on 4th Street, right beside the downtown parking deck. The McKell Buck Band will be the headliner of the after party, and anyone with a Pirate Radio football kickoff party ticket gets in free all weekend long. So keep the fun going at Dirty Dance all weekend long with live music, with the friendliest staff and the best drink specials in town. Get lucky at Dirty Dance.
Hey Pirates, this is Holton Ahlers. A big part of my success on the field is what I eat at home. To keep my body filled up, I order meals off a Clean Eats meal plan. I choose the meals I want from 6 different meals offered each week, and I pick them up on Sunday or Monday at the cafe on Red Banks Road. Each meal is packed with the perfect mix of healthy proteins, carbs, and veggies to keep my engine running at full speed. Go to cleaneats.com, click on meal plans, or stop by the cafe and get all the info. Clean Eats and the Pirates, a winning combination.
Before Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are two things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
Tired and sluggish? Down in the dumps? Or do you just have the blahs? Well, maybe you need to hydrate. Revive Health and Wellness offers IV hydration, which can help you with lack of energy, improve your mood, assist with immunity, and even fix a hangover. Call today to set up an appointment at 350-1805. Locally owned and operated by Samantha Casper, Revive Health and Wellness has a new location and is ready to serve you. Stop by at 2459 Emerald Place in Greenville or go online at revivehealthwellness.org.
Where can you go where the beer is cold and friendship is forever? Pabst is the place that's in our hearts where we can be together.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. This is the place.
Hey, Pirate fans, get stocked up for tailgating season with PBR at your favorite retailer. Look for the QR code on the PBR display and register for a chance to win a PBR cooler full of beer. Game day or any day, all Pirates prefer PBR.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. At Angel Oak, they continue to make customer service a #1 priority. A local mortgage advisor is the key to your transaction success. The combination of the local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for every financial situation. For more information, call Talbot Green, Braxton Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Alrighty, back with you, Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday, hour number 3. And you know who's here. Shirley Rhodes, can we crank up the intro music for our next guest? Do we have that available and ready to go?
I saw the light, I was baptized by the fire in your touch and the flame in your eyes. I'm born to love again, I'm a brand new man.
All right. Chandler, we need more bass in our voice. You sound a little too poppy there.
I know.
A little too like pop country.
Pop country.
Like Florida Georgia Line and them.
Nah, yeah, we can't be like them.
I saw
You saw the light?
I saw a Facebook meme that said the FBI raided Eric Church's house and found no evidence of country music.
Yeah.
I tell you now, that's just good old-fashioned comedy right there.
That's pretty good. That's good stuff right there, buddy.
Good stuff right there. Bryce, how the hell you doing, man?
I'm good. Bryce Williams here.
I'm good.
Good to see.
Doing swell.
What, do you think you're coming to church or clothes a little holy there?
Yeah.
I'm on fire today,
You're
boys.
on a roll. Keep it going.
I am on one today. Bryce wearing jorts, by the way.
Yeah.
What's the big occasion?
Pirate Radio.
Yes, sir.
You know, every time I was like going to wear these other shorts, and I was like, well, I am going to Pirate Radio today. they seem to like my jorts. So I was like, I just wear my jorts.
Well, we appreciate that, Bryce.
Yeah.
You been working hard today, man?
Yeah, I mean, most of these, I have been working hard, but like these clothes now are pretty much permanently stained. Obviously, holes, and because you just never know what I'm going to do. And it's like, can't you dress like a little bit? I'm like, no, because I don't know if I'm under a house, who knows when I'm changing oil in the truck.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And guess what? They're basically saying, hey, can't you ruin another shirt and another pair of pants?
Exactly.
Like, I remember like the farm days where put on some shorts. They're clean because they were washed, but they look,
oh yeah,
they're stained
I haven't been in any dirt, and that's what those colors are. Yeah, nothing's really new. Maybe that.
Okay. Picked up a new one.
It's just
one new one.
Yeah.
One of them things. Bryce Williams joining us in the real world now and not getting ready for NC State. The boys just got done with fall camp, and we talked to them yesterday, Bryce, and they sounded – that was a bit of relief, I think, coming from them. Like, all right, hardest part's over. Now let's get to it. Is that kind of what you remember, too, coming out of fall camp?
Yeah, it's definitely a relief when you got done with fall camp, and I want to say we did something. I feel like we did like a team meal or something. The last day camp was what I'm thinking. I can't remember clearly, but it is a huge relief. It definitely, and then obviously going into the season, there's so much excitement and, playing other teams, and obviously, it's a football season. So, hardest part, Tuesdays, I'm thinking about like Tuesday practices because, we had Mondays off.
Yep.
Well, Tuesday normally was like full pads, and you kind of get back. That's your longest day. Once you got past Tuesday, things were pretty good. Because then you got, Wednesday, your shells, and it's a little bit quicker practice. And then, Thursdays are daggum.
Isn't that show out time for younger players?
That's when we do Thursday night football. And, that I think, that helped me out doing that when I first got here. That's how I got moved to the, travel squad. Because I was doing well there, and they could, see what I could do. That's a big time for the young kids, and it's fun because you go live and you're tired of running scout team, and you actually get to, run your plays and things like that.
Yeah, we mentioned it a little bit yesterday, talking to the guys about the scout team. So now that we're getting in these this is a mock game week and then real game week, but time for the scout team to shine. Were you a part of that, Bryce, early on?
I was temporarily. I got here in 2012, and probably like maybe mid-season. I want to say maybe a smidgy sooner. I got moved to travel squad, and they sort of substitute things because I was running with our offense, So I didn't last too long on scout team, thankfully. It is an important.
Yeah, that reminds me. Yesterday, Miles Berry said he was on scout team one day. And then a player at his position got kicked off the team, an upperclassman, and he was bumped up to, third string or whatever, but off the scout team. So you kind of, it's like minor leagues or something. You make the move.
Oh, yeah, and it's, scout team's important. But, when you make that move to travel squad, things are nice. You don't have to do the morning, red shirt lift on Thursdays. It's a full thing. And then, because Thursday – lifts are just feel-good lifts, stretch, roll out. Okay, goodness, that's getting me excited because you knew it was like, dang, Thursday practice is going to be a breeze. We'll knock it out. And then, Fridays are –
What are Fridays? Like, what are Fridays for a home game? Like, what are you doing?
Fridays –
any physical stuff, or is it all kind
of – it's all mental stuff. It's so hard on game days.
Yeah.
If you have earlier classes, to be even focused. But, no, Fridays are team meetings –
Ruff will take you out to the movies, right?
Yeah, we'll go team meetings. If it's home game, we'll do a team meeting. I think meet up and then go to the movies. Do we do pregame? Do we do a meal? I feel like we had a meal and then we loaded up, went to the movies, then we had meetings, then we had snack, and it was good.
The routine.
It was. It was funny. It's probably a routine. So I had which I didn't have any facial hair, but for some reason, what little sprigs I had, on Thursdays, I'd always shave, cut my toenails, cut my fingernails before I went to, before Friday came along. So it was kind of fun.
There you go. One more thing on the scout team. It had to be pretty cool, Bryce, and hopefully this happened to you, but to catch a pass, maybe to do something against the first team defense.
Yeah. When you
that had to be a cool feeling.
When you catch pass against the defense as a young guy, and they're not stopping you, it definitely feels good. I mean, you're like, dang, heck yeah, and it's always fun to catch balls. And
your job's to prepare them, but also you're trying to, hey, look at me. You get noticed too, right?
Oh, yeah. It's all about making them look bad, honestly. I mean, work hard for them to give them good things, because if you're running your routes full steam and just work, they're going to learn from it. So, yeah, I mean, scout team was fun. Yeah, scout team was scout team. But because obviously at times when I first got here, I would have to block Darrell Johnson. And I'm like,
oh man,
Lee, no thanks.
He had a motor.
And even this is kind of fun. It's just it's more exposing me. I was friends with Grove.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, maybe we could just thud up or something. And this one he was prime, and I just come in. And I had to do a lead block or something. And, I kind of, I hit him, but it wasn't anything. Chris was like, no. And he's like, man, freaking hit me. I'm like, all right, fine. But of course, I didn't really want to hit Grove because he was running to an oak stump. So
an oak stump.
I didn't really want to.
Who coaches the scout team to know what you're doing? You know what I'm saying?
So when I was there, it's normally the GAs who do the they'll watch film and have the cards drawn up, and you literally just look at a card and all right, why am I doing this and this, and it's real hectic. And Coach Weaver was mine.
Oh, okay.
When I got there, and I guess I wasn't doing something, and he made me run a lap. And I was like, dadgummit. Coach Ruff,
I talked to him on Saturday.
Yeah, I forgot what Coach Ruff had told me, but yeah, Coach Weaver was running that when I was there, and I guess it was more of a GA assistant or assistants.
So they're watching, in this case, NC State, and they're saying Bryce is this state player,
right,
and this is that state player.
Yeah, this would be 81, the tight end, he's going to do these overs, or you're him for the scout team session.
And how helpful was that when you became a starter and a key player when you're doing that against the ECU defense, the scout team defense? Is it helpful? I mean,
yeah,
you probably can't replicate the speed and everything.
I mean, some things look familiar. I mean, most of the time for us, it was really paying attention to certain looks. They'll be like, all right, if it's starting to do this, be prepared for this and that and stuff. As far as the routes and stuff, I couldn't really tell too much thing. I kind of just did my thing.
I do have an update real quick. So there was this thing on Twitter, Bryce, where people were asking their moms and wives how many current NBA players you can name, and it just turned into funny word salad. Somebody was trying to think of Giannis, the Greek freak, and the girl said it auto corrected to accompanying my Tumblr for the last name Antetokounmpo. But anyway, we talked about it last hour. My mom has sent in her list.
All right.
She's got LeBron, Curry, Tatum, Demand, Irving, and then she responded with Draymond. Well, Drummond. Dremon. So she knows Draymond Green. That's pretty impressive. Way to go, Mom. LeBron, Curry, Tatum, Draymond, Irving. I guess you just watched the NBA Finals.
Well, sorry, Mom. You've been beat out by Pam.
Way to go, Pam. Coming through with Demand Green. My favorite player. All right, tell you what. I talked to a tight end on Saturday. Talked to Shane Calhoun, and let's hear that, Shirley, what the tight end for the Pirates had to say on Saturday's media day.
Shane, the tight end room has filled up quick. You kind of got here, it was empty. You made an impact, and now you add Ryan and Aaron and other guys in the mix. How have you seen that room grow just since you've been here in Greenville?
The growth has been a lot. When I came in, there was only a couple guys, and just how this coaching staff has built the room up, added different people. I think there's been as much growth in this position room as any position room on a team, so it's been great to see that over the years.
It's probably not fair, but we always label guys. We label Aaron as a blocking tight end, Ryan as a receiving tight end. You seem to be kind of an all-around tight end. What would you say your strengths are at that tight end position?
Like you said, I think I can do both. I think I'm very good in the run game. I think I can contribute and be, a weapon in the pass game. So I think my role is a little bit different than the other guys' roles. But we all come together to do our best at using our own abilities, and I think it's great to do that.
How many different spots have you been in on the field this offseason as far as on the line, slot, backfield? Like, what have you been doing most this offseason?
I've been lined up in the slot a lot, in the backfield, type of H-back kind of thing. But, I mean, I've been out at number one. I've been in the backfield. I've been almost everywhere on the field except for quarterback. So, I mean, it's been cool to do that, and it's exciting to do that. And I can't wait to see what this season holds for me.
You got to be pretty intelligent to know all those roles, too. So as far as the playbook goes, are you 100% with all that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've been working on this playbook for even before when I was in high school. My coach sent me the plays and the playbook and the schemes and told me to learn it before I even got to school. So I've been learning that stuff for a while. I think I have it pretty down by now.
Did you remain unscathed with the food stuff going on last week, or were you one of the guys that got?
No, I was good. I ate all the food that everybody else had, and I was fine. I mean, I feel bad.
Well, Xavier actually said it's survival of the fittest. He said his body won't allow him to get sick. So are you agreeing with that?
I mean, I was walking around telling people I had an immune system with steel. So
good stuff. These last couple weeks here before NC State, what's the focus for you and the offense to get better, be at your best when you take on those guys?
I think it's just sharpening things up. Getting better at the new things that are putting in installs, and just sharpening up the old stuff that we already put in, and just kind of coming together and meshing as an offense. That's the main focus right now.
There is Shane Calhoun, student of the game, and I like the idea of the tight end in the backfield, like an H-back. I was a big Chris Cooley fan for Washington in the mid-2000s, and they'd kind of put him everywhere. And the fullback is, if it's not endangered, if it's not extinct, it's certainly an endangered species. We don't see the fullback anymore, Bryce. So to see that tight end in the backfield, did you do some of that when you were here?
Yeah, that was I did quite a bit of that with Coach Riley. I scored a handful of touchdowns from being in the backfield. I like I'm going to lead block on a linebacker and just slip right through them, and Shane just does a little dump pass. Yeah, I enjoyed for some reason, in my mind, like if I'm on the opposite side of the formation and I know I got to come down on D, and on the other end, you're kind of like, dadgummit, But something about when you're in the backfield, you're kind of in the blanket mentality, filling the blank there. But that was fun. I enjoyed doing that. Like lead blocking on sweeps and stuff was fun. Lead blocking in the up the middle was fun, just because you didn't want to get pancaked or embarrassed. So you're like, all right, well, I'm dang sure not going to ease up. So put a smack on them, and it was fun to be back there.
You didn't almost tear somebody's knee off because he's doing a chop block, have you?
No.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Bryce, coming around to face a DN. And this is the Giants' prize draft pick, Thibodeau, who they drafted top 10 overall in this year's draft. He's okay. He's not gonna miss the season or anything. It just looks absolutely gruesome. Came from this weekend's game with the Bengals and the Giants. So this play has been discussed a lot by former players, and it seems to be that offensive guys are saying it's in the rules, it's fine, and defensive guys saying it's completely dirty. And so where do you stand on a play like this?
I mean, if I remember correctly, you have to come outside in. You can't go inside out. Or maybe that's something. But, I mean, that from cutting the thing, I remember doing that. But it was just probably bad timing because his feet was planted there. And
you see Thibodeau bracing for a hit like chest to chest kind of thing, or shoulder to shoulder. And then
it's a clean play. It's in the rules most definitely. It does definitely look. I think because his leg was planted is why that make. If he was actually running, it would take his legs.
Where he's almost like coming behind him, the way it's set up like that.
Yeah. So. It looks bad, but I mean, if you got a chance to chop block like I wasn't. If I could prevent it when I did Dante Fowler in the Birmingham Bowl, I cut him down one time. I said, "Oh, thank goodness." Well, next time he was obviously prepared for it, and and like slammed my head to the ground. So
all is fair in
the chop block
football.
is a very beneficial method.
Okay, all right. Let's take a break. We'll come back. More Bryce Williams here on PRL on a Tuesday. More ECU football talk when we return after this.
Have you experienced increased aches and pains recently? Have you heard of CBD? Hemp Garden is your premier CBD retailer in Eastern North Carolina. Do you find yourself having anxiety or in need of extra sleep support? Hemp Garden has a variety of Delta 8 and Delta 9 products that can assist with those issues. If you're unable to stop by the store, don't worry. Give them a call today at 413-6100 for a consultation, and they'll ship right to your door. Hemp Garden, 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville. Hello, Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in our community and region. Pitt County Schools is currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. Come work for a diverse, thriving school system and be an important part of ensuring success for the students of Pitt County who are the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. UniversitySportswearENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, UniversitySportswearENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit UniversitySportswearENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. UniversitySportswearENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They thank you for your continued support and trust during these trying times. Many services can be done remotely and free pickup and delivery is available. As a Dell business partner and Apple authorized service provider, you can count on University PC Care for all your personal and business tech support needs. To make a remote appointment or to bring in your device for service at their Greenville or New Bern locations, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
Better ingredients, better pizza, better brace yourself because this right here is a Papa John's Papa Bowl. No crust, just piping hot toppings and melty cheese in an oven-baked bowl. Better ingredients, better pizza, now in a bowl, Papa John's.
Hey, Pirate fans, brace yourself for the brand new Papa Bowls for only $7.99. The new Papa Bowls are an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
This is Zach Agnos, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or visit qualityequip.com to find the location near you. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. I like to think this is a pretty good show. But I know for a fact Brian Bailey had a great show on Monday because he got you ready for ECU NC State by talking to some of the heroes of past games between the Wolfpack and the Pirates. Shane Carden, Damon Magazoo, and Luke Fisher. We found a highlight package of ECU's 2013 victory over NC State in Raleigh.
Beatdown.
Monster game for Shane there, and hit Bryce Williams for a touchdown in that game.
Yeah.
Saw that highlight, Bryce.
He had 5 total touchdowns in that game. He had 3 in the air and 2 on the ground.
That little fake to, let's see, was that Coop or Breon in 14? In 13, it was Coop.
Yeah.
And Shane has the ocean's
nice.
parted.
Reading that DN, and I tell you what, slippery.
Slippery. Shane talked about the mindset heading into in-state rivalry games like NC State. Let's hear cut one, Cheryl.
I mean, you try to treat it like any other game, and that's what we say to the media, and that's what the stories are written. But I mean, you're geared up for it, man. Right? It's a close team. It's a team that you're not necessarily supposed to beat. Maybe add a little motivation. And when I was there, it was the big phrase was chip on our shoulder, and we took that to every game. And there was no doubt when we went up to play NC State there, we definitely had that in mind.
All right, Shane Carden there. Bryce caught a bunch of touchdowns here against big conference opponents. Virginia Tech. We talk about your Hokie touchdown. How about catching a pass in Raleigh? That's closer to Greenville, where you're from, where you grew up. Anything extra in that one? I mean, how good did that one feel?
Man, it was definitely cool to score against NC State because I always knew, State. Growing up, Dad would always obviously let us know how big the State rivalry is, Carolina rivalry, and all that. So to score at NC State was definitely sweet, and to contribute to that win was a good time. And I knew I was going to be wide open right before the play, so that part was nice.
Yeah.
And by the end of that game, it was about like 1999 when ECU had the whole stadium with Pirate fans. I remember the purple gold chant breaking out at the end of that game. And I mean, I literally think it was about 80% Pirate fans in Carter Finley by the end of that football game.
Yeah, when we started hearing the purple gold chant, like, dang, I've never had that happen before. So that was exciting. Like I said, like Shane said, you're looked at it as, they're not supposed to beat an ACC team. Well, when you do that, it makes it that much sweeter. So
we see this sometimes, and a guy will drop a pass, and we'll say, man, he was too open. Nobody around him, and players are human. It happens, but I don't know. Like when a ball's coming to you and you're that wide open, Bryce, like, do you get nervous? Do you have time to get nervous?
What goes through your head?
Yeah,
it's like there's too much. At times, like there's too much time to think. Like I feel like you make your best catches when it's just like there's just reaction. So yeah, I definitely know the feeling there when you're in a corner out and it's just like when you're like,
come on, ball, get here.
Because you're probably like, dang, I'm so open. Someone's like coming or whatever it is. So it is a little funny when you're that open.
Shane, now I feel like discussed this. I'd forgotten about this though. He talked about trying to play wide receiver in 2011. Do you remember any Carden in the wide receiver room or trying to get in there?
That's when I was at Marshall. So
you got here in 12?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm not sure.
Well, who knows, Bryce? Shane could have been the next great wide receiver at ECU.
Shane. Yeah, speed right there.
He talked about that story with Brian Bailey yesterday. Cut 2, Shirley.
Yeah, I mean, I was just itching so bad to get on that field, and it was late in the game. I got put in for a play. There was later in the year where I think Zico Pasuto's at running back because all our guys had gotten hurt, and I just told Riley, "Hey man, I can go in. I know what the pass protections are. I know how to run a swing route. We're good to go." And he kind of looked at me laughing, and I'm 100% serious. Like I'm ready to do this. Didn't get in there, and that's okay. It's probably for the best. But yeah, I just always was itching to get in somewhere.
All right, he was trying his damnedest to get on the field at receiver, but turned out to be a much better quarterback, I think, than wide receiver.
Absolutely. I think that path chose him well.
All right, so that was from yesterday's edition of the Brian Bailey Show. Make sure you check it out if you missed it. Some great memories with Carden, Magazoo, and Luke Fisher, one of the heroes of the Peach Bowl against NC State. This current NC State team, Bryce, ranked 13th in the AP and the coaches poll. 10.5-point favorites against East Carolina. but kind of a rivalry game. You throw out the records. I was talking about this with Bailey earlier. State has whooped up on East Carolina 2 games in a row. Game before that, game 2 of the Scotty Montgomery era, he beat Tennessee State here at home. You got to go back a ways, and I think all the way back to, because that year y'all beat them in 13. That was a 3-win State team. They weren't very good either. You got to go back to the Magazoo pick in 2010 or to the game in 08 where ECU lost in overtime to NC State, where it's good on good. It's a good ECU team versus a good State team, 2 bowl teams. We're getting that first matchup, or that matchup for the first time in over a decade coming up in a week and a half.
Yeah, that's for sure. When you break it down like that, knowing how well we did last year, and then now that they're ranked, obviously, with almost top 10, I mean, it's very impressive to have somebody, of that ranking to come into Daddy Ficklin for the first, game of the season. But I don't know, something about when we play. Well, I'm talking obviously in my mindset. When we have those in-state rivals, I mean, it's just a little. You got maybe just a smidgy more to prove going into it. So I mean, I feel like the guys, obviously current guys now, will have that same mindset. And I mean, if we come out and do our thing, and good things should happen.
Hopefully ECU will be in this opportunity, but I remember Ronnie Woodward from the Daily Reflector previously used to bring this up, like let down games after big wins. Like, you put so much into State, Virginia Tech, North Carolina. The next week you play, Tulane or whatever. And how do you carry it over and keep it rolling? And sometimes the talent is enough to win out. But, I mean, Bryce, I'm sure you know, and this probably wasn't a problem with you. You've talked about how you would get motivated pretty equally for each game. But a lot of guys get so wrapped up into one game that next week they don't get prepared.
Right. Yeah, you definitely can't do that. I mean, it's as you can be as hyped up and mindset getting right for all, that one game. But if you carry it over to the next weeks, if you end up losing, that is not, you got to work on that mentality, because, you won't perform well at all if you continue to hold back to what's already happened and things like that. You got to keep moving forward there.
So were you able to abide by the 24-hour rule that was Ruff always talked about?
Yeah, I mean, of course it, sucked to when you think, like, you get over it, but then, like, if you think about it, you're like, dang, that sucks. But it never got to the point where, like, it would hinder me in my performance. So, I would get over it. Like I said, obviously it was, it would leave a bad taste, but, first game of the year, you got several more, and, you can obviously, in the season, on a better note than what you started.
And I remember talking about that a lot last year, Chandler, with this East Carolina team. Not that they were world beaters, but hey, we're finally winning some games. Like, how would they handle success? How would they handle winning? Because they're so used to losing. And it feels like Mike Houston's team handled that pretty well last year. Didn't have too many letdowns.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about these kids. The first year we had this players lounge, and you start the season 0-2, and they end the season on a high note with all these wins, and you really couldn't tell the difference. If you looked at a PRL from the loss after the South Carolina game and looked at the win against Navy, these guys were in the same mindset. So I mean, I think that's something that Mike Houston's preaching as well.
Yeah, gotta have that stability. You can't get too high, too low during the long, grueling football season. And we say it's long and grueling, but it goes by fast. So enjoy every day of this football season, folks.
Yes, it does.
All right, let's get another break in. We'll come back. We got more audio we can get to, but we also need to go Pirate Radio Outdoors. We kind of skipped out on it last week, so we'll get an update on what Bryce has been up to on the water and maybe preparing for the woods as well. We'll talk about that and more when we return. Pirate Radio Live after this.
Here today with Jeff Stein from Brown & Wood. Jeff, how's the service department?
Service is going great. Like I told you before, 2022 is a year of the customer. We've been voted #1 dealership in Greenville for 3 years in a row, and there's a reason why. For service, we still offer free pickup and drop-off, so we're trying to make it super convenient for the customer. And right now, our customers are repairing their vehicles more than ever.
How can people make a service appointment?
They can go to brownwood.net or dial 355-6080.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest-free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
I can't think of anyone who doesn't love a clean car, but how often do you actually go to the car wash? Does it take too long, or maybe it's just not a very nice place? Tommy's Express changes everything. Our wash is bright, inviting, clean, and fast.
I love the flat conveyor belt. So easy to pull onto, much smoother ride, and safer for my car.
And when you join Tommy Club, you can wash as often as you like for one low monthly price.
I save money and time.
We're Tommy's Express.
At the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road, Greenville.
Last year, we found out that I had cancer. We were all super scared. Mom and Dad said they don't know what we would have done if Riley's Army hadn't been there for us.
We invite you to join us on Saturday, August 27th at the Hilton Greenville for the Glow for Gold Gala, benefiting Riley's Army, presented by Grover Gaming. Tickets can be found at rileysarmy.com or by calling 252-481-4471.
Riley's Army hopes that you never need them, but if you do, they'll be there for your family, just like they were for mine.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership, savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package, too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles? Tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair. Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa on Red Banks Road in Greenville. Free consultation is available by calling 752-1406 or visiting beautybarmedispa.com. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Last week on the show, Touchdown Tony Collins was supposed to join us in the 5 o'clock hour on Thursday. He was a late scratch, so it was just the crew hanging out. And we decided to throw out some bold predictions for ECU football. And after that, we decided to throw out bold predictions for general topics, anything. things we think will happen. And Chandler, you had a very bold, off the cuff prediction. Can you tell Bryce what your bold prediction was?
I'll be glad to. Bryce, you better enjoy octopi.
Where's it's not octopi.
You better enjoy octopi.
Yeah.
While they last, because in 2040, by the year 2040, there will no longer be octopus.
He says octopi will be extinct by 2040.
Really?
That is based off nothing, by the way.
I was wondering.
But then we looked it up, and apparently they are endangered.
They are, yeah. We are starting to lose some octopi. So
I don't know what's happening to the octopi.
18 years left of octopi, and it's all downhill. You ever encounter what kind of exotic sea life, Bryce, have you encountered being out there? Some things you weren't looking for that you saw.
I mean, I think like snorkeling or something. I've seen some them sea anemone things. You know, the prickly.
Did you stutter there, or did you say a word?
Sea anemone.
Sea anemone.
Sea anemone.
How you spell that? I need to figure out what you're saying here.
Yikes. Maybe it's a sea urchin.
Okay.
I've been sea urchin.
Sea urchin. Let's check that
I've
out.
seen one of those. Yeah, one of those boogers.
Oh, man.
I came across one of those.
They're like little spike balls.
Little spike balls.
Like plush balls you play with as a kid.
You throw them at your wife.
You never had like a whale like jump out of the water, have you?
Well, me and my brother one time were canoeing kind of just out in the shore, and we had a whale probably, they call it a right whale. I can't really, it's a little tongue twister.
A right
R or W?
I think it's a
Oh, here we go.
W.
Right whales.
Yeah, is it R? And surfaced probably about 40, 50 yards from me and my brother.
Where were y'all at?
We were in the Outer Banks.
Okay.
I've had that happen. I've seen some sea turtles. I've actually, we were out fishing like offshore. I could probably find the picture, but I was fishing offshore, and no lie, Nemo, Squirt, the little turtle. Mm-hmm. I found one of those boogers and picked him up right outside the boat.
Did he say, "Hey, dude"?
Does he know that you are you advocate turtle safety? Like, did he recognize you as a friend? You think?
Yeah, he looked sweet. He was a sweet little booger.
That's good.
And I mean, I'll try to procrastinate and talk, but I found a turtle.
All right, found a turtle. And I'm sure you've seen, as many times you've been out there, dolphins go behind or beside the boat or whatever.
I've never had that happen to me.
Really?
Never had it happen to me.
I just said it like it was a common occurrence. Maybe it's not. I just assumed. That's why you don't assume things.
I feel like it happens a lot. I feel like people kind of take videos of like, oh, look at the dolphins.
I mean, I've seen like dolphins like right by us, but never like that whole movie thing where
they're going with you and jumping.
Never anything like that.
All right.
I'll see tiger sharks, and I mean, I've seen some pretty wild stuff.
Just think of all the things that have been around you so close to you haven't seen.
Oh yeah!
Wow! Exactly. Mind equals blown.
That's some scary stuff right there, buddy.
Yes,
all right, Bryce, what you been up to on the water since we last spoke?
Man, it's Tuesday, because last weekend I don't know if it did too much, but yeah, this weekend was good. We went big, the big drum are coming into the rivers and stuff. And
why is that?
I guess they're out to spawn and stuff like that.
Okay.
And
Chandler, you ever seen these big drums that he's catching? Looks like that.
Oh my gosh! Nice catch.
Is there another word?
Just type in bull red drum.
Okay.
Bull red drum.
There we go. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
And
oh, buddy,
we went fishing for those Saturday.
Look at that boy.
And yeah, we went for 6 for 6 and took my soon-to-be brother-in-law, who he's never caught one of them, so we were able to get him on. He ended up catching 2 of those. I caught 2. We caught 6.
Did you show Clip the pictures?
I haven't didn't show Clip the pictures.
I'm very ignorant.
They're biggins.
I'm ignorant to all this, Bryce. Do you throw them back?
Yes, these are the ones that are about 30-some years old. So that's
really?
Oh yeah, they're like 30 years old.
Look how big that thing is,
man. I tell you what I like, Bryce. I like a football game under the lights, and I like a boat under the moonlight sky.
Dang right.
There's some night fishing going on.
Change the light color on the boat.
Oh man,
that's the hoss.
So why do you go at night for a reason, or?
I think they're a little more active at night because, I mean, we got out there about 6 o'clock. Well, of course, they had some little fiddling with the rod and stuff, but it seems like when the 8 o'clock came around just before sunset, things fired up. And it was good. It was a good time to be out there to catch 6 for 6. Jake was out there on another boat. They ended up catching 7. But
what are they, about 2.5, 3? How long was that?
Those are pushing in the mid to low 40 inches.
So okay,
it's 48 inches.
And how much you were holding it? How much did it weigh?
Them boogers are probably pushing anywhere from probably flirting within the 50-pound range. I mean, they're pretty heavy. But it's awesome to catch those. They take off, peel and drag, and strong fish.
I'm sure you've answered this, Bryce, a million times, but so what do you catch to eat, and what do you have to throw back? And
so you can catch these guys, you can keep these guys, but they have to be anywhere from 18 to 26 or 27 inches.
So yours was too big?
Yeah, they're too big. These fish are like 30, 40 years old.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
To think about.
Yeah, you're regulated on your leader side, like your rig. Can only, like, the rigs we use for those, the leader from the hook to, the weight can't be longer than 6 inches. Can't be longer than 6 inches. You have to crimp the barb on the hooks, just to do all you can.
So many rules.
Oh yeah, especially for those little boogers.
All right.
Big boogers.
Big boogers.
But it was a good time. I'm ready to go again. Hopefully I can be going again shortly.
Sounds good. Any update on the deer stand?
The deer stand, all I gotta do now is take it back in the woods and put the legs on it. It's right there. She's ready.
I asked you this off the air last week. This is what I'm curious about. So you're there to hunt and stalk and watch and see, but like any other cool stuff in the stand? Like, we got a PlayStation or anything in there? Like,
no, it's my phone's the most entertaining thing I got. And then, of course, in the evening hunt, you bring a few cold snacks.
Got a cooler in there.
A few snacks.
Cold snacks.
And beer.
Cold snacks. I like
cold
that.
deliciousness. As my grandpa would say, lighter fluid.
Huh?
Lighter fluid.
That sounds more like liquor than beer.
Yeah,
so lighter fluid.
Or moonshine.
Yeah.
I guess he always did it because, he did it when he was grilling.
Oh, okay. Need a little more lighter fluid out here.
Yeah.
I like it.
So,
So when does the season, when's your season get going?
I think it is the second week, both seasons, the second week of September. I'm pretty sure. Yes.
September 10th, 30th. Well, let's see. See what we got here on the schedule.
We are obviously Eastern.
So, Bo, 10th, 30th. That sound about right?
Yeah.
Open dates?
10th should be, yeah. Because then a month later, we got rifle.
Black powder and gun. What is the differences there?
Black powder is the muzzle loader. Packing your gunpowder, and then you pack another, your bullet down there.
Well, that's like
flint,
old school stuff, right? Or is that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
I don't even own one of those because they'll either be bow season and then rifle come.
There you go. Pirate Radio Outdoors, Bryce Williams here on a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We'll take a timeout, come back, get ready to wrap things up here on a Tuesday. Back with you after these words.
Hey Pirate Nation, Shimmer Boutique is your one-stop shop for all your tailgate essentials. This is Holt Nailers, and if you need a Yeti cooler, apparel, shoes, or accessories for the season, Shimmer has you covered. Shimmer Boutique is also the exclusive retailer in Greenville carrying the largest selection of built-in broken gear for adults and youth. Be ready for game day and every day at Shimmer Boutique on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks and in Winterville across from Lowe's. Go Pirates!
Your vehicle is a big part of your life. That's why you should trust the team at Greenville Auto World for all your vehicle needs. Greenville Auto World believes in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right. Visit GreenvilleAutoWorld.net to see their fully stocked inventory of SUVs, trucks, and cars. Need a lift kit, custom rims, or wheels? Greenville Auto World can upgrade your vehicle today. For sales or service, visit Greenville Auto World on Highway 43 in Greenville.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and made-from-scratch pastas. Check out the 16-ounce cowboy steak or the seafood delight pasta. Join us for our legendary brunch on Sundays from 10 to 2. The Rick House can feed your larger crowds with off-site catering and room for 125 in our adjacent banquet hall. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Bond. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Coach Blake Harrell, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a quick look at your stock market report. It was a down day for the Dow. It was down 154 points, closed out at 32,909. NASDAQ stayed relatively even at 12,381. The S&P just slipped 9 points, closed out the day at 4,128. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into the show. Here's Clip.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. A couple minutes to go here. By the way, if you're listening to our live edition on a Tuesday late afternoon, Players Lounge, Delcor Players Lounge podcast edition coming up next as we talked to 8 Pirates yesterday. So, Shirley, I guess we're splitting them 4 and 4. You'll hear from 4 tonight and 4 on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. That's been a really cool deal. And I wonder if Bryce, I bet Bryce his senior year would have agreed to join us on the show. Oh, yeah. You weren't like... Yeah. You were good to talk with. I don't know how much you enjoyed it necessarily, but you would give us some good answers.
I enjoyed talking. I think one time, it was y'all did an interview to me, and it was after practice, and Anna kept getting on to me because I did something picked my nose, and she always thought that was funny that I did that on camera.
I remember we were talking about the sand pit, and if running backs would fumble. Did you ever have to do the sand pit stuff or the punishments out there at practice at all?
I can't. I think the offense had to get punished one time, but as far as like me individually, I don't think I ever had to because I fumbled maybe one time. But yeah,
we'll have Bryce's fumble stats ready next week on the show.
Yeah,
I remember poor Breon. All he could see is like his eyes and his teeth because he was covered in sand and sweat after a practice. And he was a pretty upbeat guy. He was still kind of smiling and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it was quite a sight to see him in that sand pit.
Fumbling is not a good feeling, even in practice.
Bryce, we have college football this week.
Oh, that's right.
This week 0.
We have week
Let's
0.
Fire up the schedule
Saturday.
for Bryce Williams.
Week 0 college. Doesn't make
what scoreboard is it?
I don't understand that.
It's the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Duh Buck.
Duh Buck.
Charlie, do you still have those themes put up? I would love to get some college football music while we talk about this. How about live from Dublin, Ireland, Bryce?
Jeez.
How would you like to play a college football game in Ireland? Cool trip, but that's a long ways to go to.
Yeah.
Northwestern versus Nebraska. Shirley Rhodes, best in the business. That's coming up at 12:30. Wyoming at Illinois this Saturday. And then late night, your kickback, 10:30.
Terrible flight for those guys.
Vanderbilt at Hawaii.
When did Vanderbilt get there? Because that is a huge time change.
Good question. I saw the Nebraska buses rolling out, I think yesterday, to go to their game in Ireland. So I guess they get there and have a few days.
They better hurry the heck up.
I don't know about Vandy, but they'll be at Hawaii. So week 0 on tap. Other games, Charlotte at FAU. I think North Carolina plays Florida A&M this Saturday.
How is it 0? This goes towards like bowl eligible.
Oh, it's a real week. It's just stupid. I don't know. ECU was supposed to play Marshall week 0 that COVID year, but it got knocked out. So, Bryce, thank you for joining us, bud.
Thank y'all for having me.
Next week, we'll be previewing East Carolina and NC State. It'll be game week.
That's crazy.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Crazy.
For Charlie Rhodes, CJ Schaefer, the Chan Man, Bryce Williams, I am Clip Brock. We'll talk to you Wednesday, 3 o'clock on an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the